You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Welcome in to Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland. We are going to begin this morning with some sad news from the country music world. We just received word that country music star Toby Keith has passed away at the age of 62. Now, 2 years ago, it was announced that Toby Keith was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Now, during his career, Toby Keith won multiple CMA awards, an American Music Award, and was even nominated for 7 Grammys during his career. Toby Keith's biggest hits, according to most accounts, was Should Have Been a Cowboy that came out back in 1993. You can see here, according to his X account, they just put this up, and it says Toby Keith passed away surrounded by his family. He passed away in his sleep. Toby Keith received the CMA's Icon Award just last fall before he passed away. Again, Toby Keith at the age of 62. He has died as a result of his battle with stomach cancer. We are getting more reports about this into our newsroom, more reaction. We'll share those throughout the morning. On this day in Tennessee history, just over 11 years ago, a massive tornado outbreak happened here in the state. That took place on January the 30th, 2013. The National Weather Service confirmed that a total of 22 tornadoes hit the mid-state, making it the largest January outbreak in the mid-state's history. So, with that in mind, let's get over to Greg Bobus. He's got the very latest on that forecast. Greg, I was here and covered that quite a bit. Thankfully, we're not seeing anything like that these days here.
No, thankfully not at all. No chances for severe weather in the next 7 days. There will be a rainy stretch that moves in, but I'm not concerned about wind. Definitely not concerned about tornadoes. Just some rain that we actually could really use going in toward the weekend itself. A few more dry days. So that's one of the 3 things you need to know as you wake up this morning. Above average temperatures will continue all week. That means afternoons. This morning's a little bit chilly. It'll be in the low 30s as you head out in the next 2 hours. Right side of your screen, current temperatures. And then the next weather maker starts after sunset on Thursday, goes into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So several days in a row worth of some pretty consistent on and off rainfall. Nice though. It feels like spring. Today's high temperature is going to be in the 50s, and then we're back to the 60s tomorrow. The average high, only 51 degrees, so we're going to be way above that every day for the next 7 to 10 days. I mentioned no severe weather, also no flooding concerns with this rain when it moves in. So several days worth of rain, but all clear when it comes to code red. I'm not worried about anything slowing us down too much. It'll just be one of those grab the umbrella, use the windshield wipers, and maybe add a little extra time, especially Friday morning when the rain really begins to move in. But dry today, dry tomorrow, and dry all of the daylight hours on Thursday before that rain gets. So let's track it on Future Track. Here it is overnight, 3 a.m. going into Friday morning, and then 3 o'clock goes to 7 a.m. on Friday morning. Yeah, you're going to be driving through a little bit of rain in some spots here. There'll be pockets of rain that we'll be tracking for you as you wake up with us right around this exact same time. 1 p.m. on Friday, not quite as rainy for the afternoon hours, but then it picks back up evening into the overnight of your Saturday. So you get the idea. That's just the first 2 little pushes of about 6 or 7 little spurts of rainfall we're going to see over the course of 4 to 5 days. 56 degrees today, 60 degrees tomorrow, and then low to middle 60s Thursday, all the way through the end of the upcoming weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get started here at I-24. This is I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you make that drive into town, coming in from the south and east side, things are moving along just fine. That's where the Tanger outlets are located. As you can see, things are moving just really, really well so far out there this morning. As soon as things change, we'll be here to let you know. Steer clear traffic. We got you covered live and local through 9 o'clock this morning. Well, new this morning, Clarksville police say that 1 person was hurt in a single car crash that happened late last night. The department posted on Facebook that the car left the road and hit a pole there in Clarksville. Now, the crash victim was taken to the hospital. That crash happened on Fort Campbell Boulevard at Quinn Lane. The entire southbound roadway was shut down yesterday, but traffic is now flowing again, we understand. Police say that the fatal accident crash investigators were working through the scene, and the status of other victims were unknown. Well, charges have now.
Chapstick? What?
But who survives to slay another day?
That was a nail biter.
Tonight at 8 on Fox 17.
Breaking news this morning from the country music world. Country music star Toby Keith has passed away at the age of 62. Now, 2 years ago, it was announced that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Now, during his career, Toby Keith won multiple CMA Music Awards, also an American Music Award, and was a 7-time Grammy nominee. Toby Keith was 62 years old. Let's get out to Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse, who's joining us live downtown, and she's been looking at some of the reaction out there on social media and has a little bit more on Toby Keith's career.
Good morning, Justin. So we're actually right outside of the Ryman, which was the Grand Ole Opry at one point, and now Toby Keith, he was a member of the Grand Ole Opry, and it's very early right now, so I haven't seen much reaction on social media. And also the family, we know they're asking obviously for privacy during this time, but during his battle with stomach cancer, which Keith was diagnosed in or he revealed that he was diagnosed in June of 2022. Now his family says that he fought with grace and courage, and he passed away Monday surrounded by family. He's Oklahoma based. His 1993 hit song, Should Have Been a Cowboy, that's one of the songs that he's well known for. And from the Opry website, Toby Keith got his interest in music visiting his grandma's Billy Garner's Supper Club in Fort Smith, and he had jobs at that supper club and listened to musicians. And once he was 20 years old, he was performing in a band with friends, and the band's name was called Easy Money Band, and they played at local bars. And in the 90s, he made Nashville home, and he hung out a lot on Music Row. This is all, again, according to the Opry website, and he signed with Mercury Records just before he was about to give up on music. Another good hit of his is How Do You Like Me Now, and his 90s hits include A Little Less and a Lot More, A Little Less Talk and a Lot More Action. Now Keith, obviously he has a wife and 3 kids, and as we get more information, we'll be sure to bring that to you guys. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your coded station.
Sad day for the country music world here as we wake up on a Tuesday morning. As far as weather goes, this is a look at a very quiet lower Broadway here to kick off the morning, and we don't have much to worry about with weather. We are a little bit colder, so go back to the winter coat if you didn't use it yesterday. We're going to be in the upper 20s and low 30s today. No visibility problems, so we're not worried about fog, but absolutely going to be a morning where we're going to have that chill that stays with us till about 9 o'clock. So up and out the door here, February 6th on a Tuesday, and it could be much worse. We've had much worse on February 6th in past years, I should say. 35 degrees at 5 o'clock, 34 by 7. You see, temperatures actually dip to their coolest right before we get to sunrise, so keep that in mind. What you see on the right side of your screen will only get a little bit cooler before it gets warmer. You're going to want the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Please get it before the weekend, because if you have plans on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, you will be dealing with on and off rainfall you can track right there by getting the app on your phone.
Clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-24. That's Hickory Hollow Parkway coming through the Tanger Outlets area. We're doing fine over there. Let's get you to the airport. I-40 at Donaldson Pike. There is where traffic is also moving along without any issue. We're doing fine out there so far. We will continue to follow the traffic out there this morning, let you know if anything does get in your way. Right now, though, we are accident free out there on the roads, and we will continue to watch things. In Operation Crime and Justice, a Goodlettsville Police Department has now dropped the murder charges against a man in a deadly home invasion. They're now continuing the search for whoever is responsible. Now, it happened last month at the Retreat Apartments during the frigid winter weather. Police say that 2 people opened fire inside the apartment with AR-style weapons. A teenager was killed and several other people were wounded. Terry Richardson was also arrested. Police say that he says that he was there, but he says he didn't shoot anyone. Well, after an investigation and getting his story together, the charges against Richardson were dropped. Let's take you to Greenbrier. That is where a home has exploded in flames yesterday and burned to the ground. Now, this wild video from Smoky Bar News, which reported the explosion yesterday, it happened off of Graceland Way. That's just off of Highway 41. The explosion caused large fire. The flames were so intense that they threatened a nearby home, but crews were able to get it under control. The Robertson County EMA says no one was home during the time of the explosion and no one got hurt. The cause of this fire is still under investigation.
In a state of the
air conditioning system dealer, all candidates must pass a background check and a drug screening. If you're interested in working for the best, then we're interested in you. Call AC Plus today. AC Plus is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look along Lower Broadway. That is where I'm sure some hearts are going to be heavy this morning after they remember the loss of Toby Keith, the country music star who passed away overnight at the age of 62. Of course, Keith, a member of the Grand Ole Opry, as well as the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He passed away from stomach cancer. We are getting reaction to the death of Toby Keith. I'm sure we'll be doing so with the folks along Broadway later in the day. But right now, very calm, tranquil start this morning along Nashville's main boulevard. Well, just down the street from Lower Broadway is the Tennessee Capitol, and that is where Governor Bill Lee gave his State of the State address that focused on school choice for Tennessee families. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live this morning to tell us what the governor has promised for 2024.
Good morning, Justin. Well, he's promised parents a school choice, a chance to send their kids to like a school that's behind me, J.H. Preparatory School. That's a private school. He's hoping that their kids are able to ride in buses like this to get a specialized education. Now, to do that, he's created a scholarship program that will be taxpayer funded. And that's not just for private schools, it's also for religious schools. And this year, he's hoping that there will be less qualifications. Take a listen to Governor Bill Lee address this in his speech.
There are thousands of parents in this state who know that their student would thrive in a different setting. But the financial barrier is simply too high. It's time that we change that. It's time that we let parents decide, and not the government, where their child goes to school and what they learn.
Although you did hear some cheering during a State of the State address, there was some people who booed and heckled him. I'll have more details on that in the next half hour. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Yes, Karen, interrupting the governor several times there. We'll have more on that coming up here very soon. Well, the rain just won't seem to go away for millions of people across the state of California as the Golden State turns a little brown from the devastating mudslides and rivers of debris. Fox News' Ted Linder takes a closer look at some of the damage and the recovery process.
When it rains, it pours. Or at least that's the case across large swaths of California, as a massive and powerful atmospheric river system continues lashing the Golden State with torrential downpours and heavy wind.
We need Angelenos to be cautious, to be careful, to be safe.
After previous days of rain saturated the ground, Monday's showers triggered more flooding and mudslides, sending rivers of sludge through hillside communities, destroying homes, dragging away people's property, and burying cars.
Public Works has been hard at work. They have reported over 120 mudslides and debris flows throughout the city.
We were watching Shrek 2 and my friend comes in and he's like, I just tread up the hill in mud. We looked outside and there's 1.5 feet of running water outside of the house and it starts seeping through the doors.
The wind toppling trees onto homes and snapping power lines in two, knocking out electricity to hundreds of thousands as of Monday night.
Please stay home.
Local leaders warning those who don't need to venture out to stay put indoors. This as fire crews launched a daring helicopter rescue on the Los Angeles River after a man jumped in to save his dog. Both are now safe. But as residents try and clean up the debris, many are bracing for even more rain.
Periods of rain with a chance of thunderstorms through Tuesday.
President Biden, meantime, says impacted communities will be provided with any federal support they need during the recovery process. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
418, thankfully, nothing like that happening here across the mid-state this morning. We are dry, but they may not last all week.
It will not. By the end of the week, rain moves back in, so enjoy what we have while we've got it. Yesterday was gorgeous. Today, not much different, a little bit cooler. Let's go back to the West Coast real quick and kind of put the little bow on everything we just talked about how rough it is when it comes to everything happening in California. This is a look at power outages. Every county that is in blue or green, 20% of customers don't have power. That's customers, not individual people. So think about households with multiple people, business offices, all types of things. Those are the customers we're talking about here, and how much rain they have seen. Taking a look, zooming into the Los Angeles area. This is just the last 2 days. Last 48 hours, some places have seen near the Burbank and LA area, 4 inches worth of rainfall that has come down. That has prompted all of the flooding concerns that they've been seeing out there. Coming back home, our weather story is a pretty peaceful one for today and tomorrow. We're staying above average. A few more nice days before rain starts after sunset on Thursday, going into Friday. Coming up in a couple of minutes here, that's the big focus throughout the rest of this morning, is starting to get that timeline of when the rain moves in and how much we could end up seeing. Temps on the right side of your screen all the way through 9 a.m.
Steer clear traffic at 420. Here's a quick look at what we're dealing with out here. This is I-24 and Waldron Road as you make that drive in from Rutherford County from Laverne. As you can see, traffic moving along. No issues, none. We're good making that drive in from Laverne, at least for right now. Later in the morning, this same stretch of road will be a parking lot. But right now, we're doing just fine. We'll continue to keep you up to date with Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9. Let's talk some entertainment news this morning. MTSU, that's Middle Tennessee State University. They say that several of their alumni in the music industry won Grammy Awards on Sunday. Now, among them includes the like of Julian Baker right here. Boy Genius is the key word with him. Now, he is a member of that group, Boy Genius, who won 3 Grammy Awards along with his cohorts there. Also, keep in mind, some of the other performances include Best Rock Performance by a group there and alternative music. So congratulations to all of them. Christian artist Lecrae, right here you see him. He took home another Grammy Award. As a matter of fact, 2 awards for contemporary Christian music. And graduates Jason Hall and Jimmy Manfield, you see them right here. They took home Grammy Awards as well for producing Lainey Wilson's Bell Bottom Country, which captured the Best Country Album spot. And more alumni also took home more awards as well. So congratulations to that music program out there at MTSU. Well, coming up, the Tennessee Titans have made their picks for the 2 key coaching positions. We've got more on the selections up next. Plus, we're going to Las Vegas.
Lowest price anywhere, and you get a lifetime guarantee. Relax.
Budget breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
Relaxing.
4:24 is the time, and some sports news this morning. The Tennessee Titans have now confirmed some brand new hires to their staff. Head coach Brian Callahan has hired Denard Wilson as the defensive coordinator and Nick Holtz as the offensive coordinator. Now, Wilson has 14 years of experience in the NFL, most recently as the Baltimore Ravens defensive back coach. Holtz, in the meantime, has 11 years of coaching experience and joins the team after leaving the Jacksonville Jaguars as their passing game coordinator. In other sports news this morning, you can see the action happening right there at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. This is for the arrival of the 49ers and Chiefs. Both of them were met with lots of media and, of course, fielding a lot of questions around the recent 14-time Grammy winner Taylor Swift in the middle of this football game.
She's unbelievable. She's rewriting the history books herself. I told her I'll have to hold up my end of the bargain and come home with some hardware too. All
right, Chiefs taking on the 49ers, Super Bowl 58 this Sunday. Meanwhile, New Jersey will be hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup at MetLife Stadium. The global soccer governing body says that the tournament will consist of 104 matches across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It will also feature 48 national teams instead of the previous 32. Now, Canada, Mexico, and the United States are automatically placed into the tournament. They will each get to play in the group stages on the group stage matches, on their home soil. Meanwhile, the quarterfinals will be held in places like Boston, Los Angeles, Miami, Kansas City as well. The semifinals will be held in Dallas and Atlanta. Nashville did bid on this, but we were not included.
A look at your forecast leading up toward the upcoming weekend, and there will be a big change from today going into the weekend because we have rain that moves back in. Scattered showers both days, Saturday and Sunday. No severe weather expected, no flooding expected, so that's at least the good part of the puzzle. But then we have warm temperatures that will continue. So even though we're going to be a little gloomy, overcast, and raining on and off, the temperatures do not suffer for any of the rain that we have. You can feel free to connect on Facebook. Twitter is where you're going to see a lot of updates throughout the rest of this week when it comes to, the X page, twitter.com. So you're going to find all of the updates when it comes to weather and breaking weather as this system moves in. Just know that today and tomorrow still looking good, even most of Thursday. It looks good. We'll put all that together in your 7-day forecast and look at future track to begin to just kind of timeline these rounds of rain that are going to move in and how much rain we could potentially end up seeing by the end of the upcoming weekend. That'll happen in just a few minutes as we go into our 4:30 half hour.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out to I-40 at 46th Avenue. This is over on the west side of town. As you can see, traffic there moving along just fine. No big problems as you make that drive in from the west side so far this morning. We will continue to follow things out there no matter where they are. Steer clear traffic. We got you covered live and local through 9 o'clock this morning. Country music star.
This morning, look for the QR code to enter. Get the question right and you can score the daily prize of a $100 prepaid debit card and be in a drawing for the $5,000 weekly winner. For complete contest rules, go to fox17.com. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Breaking news this morning, Toby Keith, the country music star, has passed away at the age of 62. We'll have more on that in just a few moments. Greg.
Waking up this morning, nothing really to worry about in the weather world just yet. Tracking late week rain. The latest timeline coming straight your way.
I-65 at Armory Drive on the south side looking good this morning. We'll give you the rest of your steer clear traffic coming up in just a matter of moments. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. We are beginning with some very sad breaking news from the country music world. That is where Toby Keith has passed away overnight at the age of 62. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live from outside the Ryman Auditorium in downtown Nashville with more information about his unfortunate death.
Good morning, Justin. A sad day here in Music City. Toby Keith, we do know that he had stomach cancer, and he announced that to his fans in June of 2022. Now, his family released a statement saying that he was surrounded by his family and he passed away Monday. He fought with grace and courage, and the family is asking for privacy during this time. Now, we're slowly seeing some reactions from other country music stars like Randy Houser. He commented on his Instagram saying, "God bless you and family. Hard to imagine an America without Toby Keith in it." I mean, it is the early morning hours. I'm sure we're going to see some more reactions and some more thoughts and prayers to Toby Keith's family as the day continues. But again, we do know that he was battling with stomach cancer, and he is survived by his wife and 3 children. And as we get more information and we hear more from those who may have worked with Toby Keith, we will be sure to share that with you as well. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, very sad news from the country and music world indeed. We'll be checking back in throughout the morning. In the meantime, let's get a check on your forecast with Greg Bobus.
Yes, let's do it. Today, not much to worry about. Today, tomorrow, even Thursday, during the daylight hours, no rain, but a rainy forecast is ahead. So that's what you need to know this morning, is that we're starting to kind of piece together the timeline of when the rain moves in and how many different waves of it we could see. Scattered rain for multiple days in a row. We're talking mainly Friday, but also Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will come with chances for rain. No flooding, no severe weather. We're all clear. No code red. None of that happening for us here, but it will be an inconvenience to any outdoor plans you may have those 3 days. Looking downtown right now, everything is calm and cold. We're about 10 degrees colder than yesterday morning. Upper 20s and low 30s will settle in. We're not quite there yet across the board. It will be by about 6, 7 o'clock this morning. So that's the big thing here. Crystal clear. You need the sunglasses again. Temperatures near freezing for now. 50s later on this afternoon. So pretty good. Not quite as warm as yesterday, but not a bad place to be in the early stages of February. Taking a look, 3 a.m. This is going into Friday morning. I'm just fast forwarding you to there. No rain between now and Thursday night. Taking a look, this is 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday. And then toward the afternoon, things will die down just a touch, just a few lingering showers. But that Friday morning commute, getting to the bus stop, we're going to have to work through a little bit of rain here. It won't be heavy, but it will be consistent at times, and I'll be tracking it for you as we're all waking up together, ending the new, or I should say ending the work week and turning a new chapter into the weekend. Looking at future track for Saturday. This is overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. You kind of get the picture here where it's going to be rain, dry period, rain, dry period. We're going to have a good chance for some rain in our southernmost counties throughout this entire time on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nashville kind of being a pivot point with on and off rain. Here's Sunday morning, a little bit drier. Sunday looks to be the day where we could escape with minimal rainfall at best. So Friday and Saturday is when most of this is going to track in. Then we get, going into Monday, one more round of rain. Very active for several days in a row. Keep that in mind if you are making plans. No one can tell you to cancel them, but we can tell you to have the rain gear, have the umbrellas ready. We'll still stay in the 60s, but that rain will be there, and it will be something that we have to all deal with together.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 434. Here's a live look at 65 near Armory Drive. As you make that drive in from the south side, we're looking just fine out there this morning. No big problems in either direction. So far, so good. We're checking in on the drive times right now. Mount Juliet coming in at 25 minutes. Murfreesboro, 48 minutes. Franklin, 27 minutes coming in from the south side. We'll continue to watch things for you, let you know anything that develops. In Operation Crime and Justice, Metro Police are asking for your help to find a man that they say hit a pedestrian and then left the scene. Now, here's a store security photo of the man that police believe is responsible for hitting that person and then walking, or hitting that person who was walking along Bell Road before driving away. Police do not know his name, but if you do, if you think you can help, you're asked to call Metro Police. Continuing coverage as drivers in the Priest Lake area are now sounding the alarm over the crater-like potholes that are making their lives just miserable. The worst stretch is along Bell Road between Couchville Pike and Heron Point. People who live nearby say that the road crews came but only patched some of the roadway. Kathleen Fuller tells Fox 17 she's worried about some of the drivers who swerve into other parts of the lane, just trying to avoid the potholes.
I was fairly shocked that they didn't cover as much as I thought they did when I drove by, to see that they had been out patching. It's almost like they just did half of it, and not even close to half of it.
Now, this is a state road, but TDOT says this particular portion of Bell Road is Metro's responsibility. So we called to see if NDOT is aware of these problems, and we are still awaiting a response from them. Presidential candidate Nikki Haley is now asking for Secret Service protection. We're going to tell you why she says she needs the extra help. Plus, the United States Department of Justice.
Smart, think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You got to unleash the power.
Woo!
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17. .438 is the time. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley
may be seeing more security as her campaign continues. Now, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Haley has made a request for more Secret Service protection because of multiple threats. Now, the Secret Service provides protection to presidential and vice presidential candidates as well as their families, as well as some other high-ranking government officials. Haley is the last major challenger to former President Donald Trump in the GOP presidential race. She says that the threats will not stop her from continuing on with her campaign. A trial date has now been set in a blockbuster antitrust lawsuit against Google. According to court documents, the trial is between the Department of Justice and the tech giant, and it will start coming up on September the 9th. Now, the case targets Google's economic dominance in online advertising over the past few years. This is the very first antitrust case against a major tech company during the Biden administration. Now, the DOJ is being joined by some states that are accusing Google of unfair competition over its technology and online rivals. Google says that the government's case is, quote, a flawed argument, that would slow innovation. We'll see what a judge says. In the meantime, let's get to Greg Bogus.
Time right now, 4:40, taking a look at your forecast up and out the door. Lower Broadway, getting ready to go here as we enter the middle stages of this week. We're going to keep it dry for you Tuesday and Wednesday, and then bring in some rain for the upcoming weekend. So when folks are out and about, going to the honky-tonks, you're going to see a lot of umbrellas and a lot of rain gear Friday night and into Saturday. Bus stop, you don't need the rain gear this morning, but you have to know temperatures are colder than they were yesterday morning, so this is going to be a good winter coat morning. And then the afternoon turns to a nice 55-degree high temperature. Not a bad way to end the day. Not quite as warm, though, as what we saw yesterday. Going into the weekend, this is going to be the focus of most of the forecast for the rest of this week because of how comfortable and calm we're going to be up until the weekend. Scattered rain both Saturday and Sunday. No severe weather is expected. No flooding is expected. And warmer temperatures are there. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we're going to look ahead to Future Track, start putting together a rough timeline of when the rain moves in and a few batches that will be there. And we'll get you your 7-day forecast that is unseasonably warm for this time of the year.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a quick look, if we can, here at I-40 near Fesser's Lane. This is over on the east side. Traffic moving along really nicely over there. No big problems in either direction so far, but things can always change. We got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9 this morning.
School choice is not the choice of all parents here in Tennessee. Coming up in a few minutes, hear what happened at Governor Bill Lee's State of the State address.
And torrential rain continues to pound parts of California. We're going to show you this dramatic video again that you're looking at right now. My goodness. As one man jumped in to save his dog from a
$1,500 with a personal loan from Title Max.
Life is full of options, but when it comes to cash, the choice is clear.
Get your title back with Title Max.
4:43 is the time. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee mentioned that he wants to give support to public schools, and this is all in the middle of his promise to give school vouchers for private and religious schools in the state of Tennessee in his annual State of the State address. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar tells us exactly how he plans to do all of that. Karen?
Well, first I want to tell you where I am at, just for some perspective. I'm at F.H. Jenkins Preparatory School. This is a private school that can cost around $7,000 for those in the early grades. So a lot of parents are having an issue with the fact that Governor Bill Lee plans to pay for these school vouchers through taxpayer money. Now, during his speech, he also spoke about that he supports public schools, and that's when he was interrupted. Take a listen.
These two ideas are not in conflict. There are some who will say that parents don't belong in the decision-making process about their child's education. But our responsibility is to the student and to the family, not to the status quo.
I know know it's hard to hear, but someone shouted that those two ideas are in conflict. That's something that we've been hearing from parents throughout the year as Governor Bill Lee has tried to continue his pledge to try to make these private school vouchers possible. Now, coming up at the 5:30 hour, I'll be talking about how he plans to address his support for both public schools and private and religious schools. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thank you, Karen. By the way, I went to F.H. Jenkins, where Karen is this morning. A new report says that Americans pay around 3 times more for prescriptions than residents in other countries. Now, the finding is in the RAND Health Care Report, and it shows prescription drugs are 2.8 times higher in the United States compared to 33 other countries. Now, prices are even higher when it comes to brand name drugs sold in the U.S., with generic drugs more similar to the average drug prices in the studied countries. Now, the report also says that the majority of the money made by drug companies comes from Americans, but only 24% of the total drugs are actually sold in the United States. Firefighters in California, check this video out, was able to pull a man from the Los Angeles River yesterday. This happened after that man jumped into the river to save his dog. You're taking a look at how the rescue happened as the Los Angeles Fire Department was able to lower a ladder into the river and able to eventually get that man out while other crews were searching for the dog. Now, the man was pulled from the water and flown to the hospital. The dog was also rescued, we're happy to report, and is being cared for by a local shelter. Boy, 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 what a dramatic scene there in Los Angeles. And we've seen so many videos of things happening because of the flooding out there in California. Nothing like that happening here. Very calm weather compared to what they're seeing out there.
Yeah, we've got it good compared to most of the country and a lot of other areas that aren't seeing what necessarily California is having done to them right now. Quite literally, they're getting 4 inches of rain every 48 hours or so. But back home, we've not had a drop of rain for quite some time in the Nashville area. We're staying above average. We'll have temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Very nice for this time of the year. Rain starts late Thursday. When I say late Thursday, I mean well after sunset. That means from sunrise straight through the afternoon drive time. No rain going to be on the radar, and temperatures will still stay nice. This really is going to be a Thursday night into Friday event. That is the word, nice. Perfect? No. Bad? No. We're just kind of in that Goldilocks area. Things are going to be good. 51 degrees is the average high. We'll be at 55 later on today. And then the 60s come back tomorrow and take us all the way into the upcoming weekend and into next week. All clear for Code Red, but definitely going to have 4 days worth of rain that do track in. So keep that in mind. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all a little bit rainy. But we'll still keep that arrow over there. No severe weather and no flooding concerns. Downtown looking good right now. Taking a look at future track, getting us into Friday. I just fast forwarded here. We don't need to see any of that because nothing happens. Here we are, 3 a.m. going into your Friday morning. This is 7 a.m. When you wake up with us, I'll be watching rain on the radar on Friday morning. Keep that in mind. Have the umbrella, give yourself a couple extra minutes on the alarm clock and get moving quicker so you can get to your place on time. It won't be heavy rain, but nuisance rain before sunrise is never a good thing. 7 p.m. on Friday, we're still working through some more scattered showers. A batch moves in Friday night. Then we have more rain Saturday. Then we have a few more showers on Sunday. Sunday being the drier of the 3 days, but by no means completely dry on the radar. Get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. It'll be one of your best friends this weekend because it could help keep you dry and make sure that nothing catches you off guard when it comes to rain chances. We'll have your weekend for you, and we'll also look ahead to your 7-day forecast in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what we've got going on. This is going to be I-24 at the I-65 junction there on the north side. Things shaping up nicely there on that drive in from Madison and places to the north there. If anything does get in your way, we'll be sure to let you know. Steer clear traffic, we got you covered live and local through 9. In the economy this morning, many young adults still rely on their parents for financial assistance. A new Pew Research study shows that 3 out of 5 parents with adult children gave them some kind of financial help in the past year. Around half of the adults under the age of 30 said that they are also being able to live with their parents. while the research trends say many of these folks are marrying later in life and waiting longer to have children. They have created a brand new stage of life between adolescence and moving out. Rising college costs and student debt are also being blamed for this particular issue. The iconic image of the big yellow school bus may not be as familiar to children of the future as it is right now. The Washington Post is reporting that for the first time in history, most students in the United States travel to school in a private vehicle, replacing the bus with the pickup line, according to the Federal Highway Administration. 53% of students in the country were either driven or drove themselves to school in a private vehicle in 2022. One expert is suggesting that the pandemic has motivated parents to drive kids to school rather than putting them on the bus. The health threat also prompted some bus drivers to refuse to work or find better paying jobs. In Operation Crime and Justice, a loophole that allows people accused of violent crimes to be released without facing justice. Now, Julian Ludwig came to Belmont University in part because of Nashville's very safe reputation. She was killed, though, by a stray bullet back in November while jogging near the Belmont campus. The man accused of firing that gun was charged with a serious gun offense 6 months prior to being set free after being found mentally incompetent to stand trial.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out in society to hurt people.
Well, coming up tonight on Fox 17 News at 9, we'll have the very latest on the efforts to close that loophole that allows people unable to assist in their defense to walk free. Hospitality unions in Las Vegas have now reached an agreement with the hotels and the casinos to avoid a strike. It could have thrown a major wrench in the Super Bowl festivities a week out from the big game, but the Culinary Workers Union have now reached a 5-year contract with 6 more downtown venues. Now, the Strip's 3 largest employers reached deals late last year. There's still another smaller off-strip resort that still needs to have an extension agreement, but that is expected to happen here in the coming weeks. Well, coming up, this owl right here is running away, but he didn't get too far. We're going to tell you how this owl was caught coming up in a few minutes. And there are new dangers on the roadway as some drivers are wearing a headset.
Ultimate plant-powered mascara, Cleantopia, 300% extreme lush volume. Now in dramatic ultramarine black. Cleantopia mascara, ultramarine black from CoverGirl.
4:55 this morning. Live look there across Lower Broadway, where I'm sure the mood would be rather somber this morning. This is after the death of country music star Toby Keith, who passed away at the age of 62 overnight, we understand. I'm sure there will be lots of tributes pouring in, not just on social media, but among the tourists and bar owners as well there on Lower Broadway, as the country music community comes together to remember the life and legacy of Toby Keith, who again passed away overnight at the age of 62. We'll have a lot more reaction about his death coming up here throughout the morning. Take a look at this. Rescuers just trying to help this injured owl, but it clearly does not want to cooperate with the rescuers there. The state park and wildlife officers had to have that blanket there just to try to cover that short foot chase with this owl in Colorado Springs yesterday. Eventually, they threw the blanket over the owl, which got it under control. Officials say the bird is now recovering from wing injuries at the Raptor Center in Pueblo, that is in New Mexico. See, just trying to make it better, man. I know,
Don't
scary.
touch me. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this isn't all that bad. I think we're going to be okay. And then he even winked at the camera over there, too. I don't know if you caught that or not. Taking a look, 64 degrees will be your Saturday temperature. We'll stay in the 60s on Sunday, but there will be rain chances for both of those days. Keep that in mind. They'll still be great when it comes to temperature. It's just going to be the rainfall that we have to work with, and it's going to be one of those weekends where it's going to come and go. It's going to just waves worth of rainfall are going to be out there for us. No severe weather and no flooding in the forecast. Keep that in mind. That's the best part of the forecast when it comes to the rain, is because we need it, but it won't be anything too dangerous for us. You can always connect on social media, and that's going to be the best way to get those real-time radar updates, especially Friday morning. Likelihood of tracking rain right now, the same time during the morning drive on Friday, looking pretty good. As we go into our 5 o'clock half hour, we'll look at future track, and we'll start getting a much better timeline on when this rain moves in, and we'll also give you your 7-day, your very warm, abnormally warm 7-day forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at Charlotte. This is over on the west side of town. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine out there over in West Nashville. No big problems or holdups here so far for you this morning. We had a very active traffic day yesterday. Who knows what the day holds? But we're here for you. We got you covered. Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9 o'clock this morning. Well, you can score with big game trivia. So just grab your phone and scan the QR code for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. You can register to play the big game trivia contest. Just test some of that football knowledge, and you could win a $100 prepaid gift card or a chance to be a $5,000 weekly winner. Good luck to everyone entering. All right, well, check this out. Apple's brand new headset is creating a problem and new concern out there on the roadways, even though it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But let's take a look. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is now warning all drivers to please pay attention while on the road. This is after there are videos popping up of people using Apple's Vision Pro headset on the road. Now, the headset allows users to view screens and apps in front of them while also being able to see the real world around them. Pete Buttigieg is reminding drivers that vehicles with assisted driving systems still require the user's full attention. Apple also released safety information to remind users to always pay attention to their surroundings. Can't they just put the thing like they have in the phone where, you know, it shows that you're driving and then it says, hey, you're driving. We're switching off right now because it's clear you're driving, and, you know, we don't want to be a part of that. So we'll see if this goes in the future and how this, I'm sure this is distracted driving. I'm sure this qualifies. Our 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A sad morning here in Music City. Country music star Toby Keith passed away after battling cancer.
And a crash in Clarksville has left at least one person hurt this morning. We'll take you there.
Forecast good for today, but new timeline for weekend rain all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come with chances for it. We'll time it out in your forecast.
Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be here for you live through 9 a.m. And we do have breaking news here on your Tuesday morning. We have learned new from overnight, in fact, just an hour or two ago, that country star Toby Keith has now passed away at the age of 62. He had been battling some health issues for some time.
Yeah, Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live outside of the Ryman Auditorium in downtown Nashville. So much history there. And of course, folks are going to be sharing their memories of him throughout today and the rest of the week, really.
That's exactly what we can expect now. A very sad day here in Music City, and the Ryman has ties to the Opry, and Toby Keith was actually inducted into the Opry in 2002. Now, Toby Keith did pass away from stomach cancer, and he let his fans know June of 2022 that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer, and he was undergoing chemo and radiation for about 6 months, and he was doing well. He was recovering, and actually last summer, he had a hometown tour in Oklahoma, and he performed, but now we've learned that he has unfortunately passed away, and his family let fans and everybody know on X that he passed away peacefully last night, February 5th, surrounded by family. He fought his fight with grace and courage, and the family is asking for privacy during this time. Now, some of the things that I've learned just researching a little bit more and learning more about Toby Keith, obviously I know his songs, you hear them when we're walking down Broadway, and obviously his songs have left a huge impact here, but he moved to Nashville in the 90s, and also some of those songs, As Good As I Once Was, and I feel like now standing here, some of those songs, just the lyrics are kind of running through my head. It's just, again, a sad day here in Music City. And taking to social media, we've had some celebrities like Jelly Roll and Randy Houser who have spoken out about this loss, and Toby Keith is survived by his wife and 3 kids, and as we learn more, we'll be sure to bring that to you guys. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Coded station.
All right, Peyton, thank you. Eric and I were doing the same thing this morning. We were going over some of our favorite Toby Keith songs.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's a sad day for Nashville, but, you know, just one of those moments also to remember, you know, the mark that he left in country music.
Absolutely, and those unforgettable songs, those lyrics that you're just like, oh, yes, I totally remember that.
Red Solo Cup.
How Do You Like Me Now?
Should have been a cowboy. All right.
So many hits.
Yeah, in fact, hey, to this note, we are asking this morning over on our Fox Nashville account, what is your favorite Toby Keith song? Now, listen, we know that there are lots of options, but we only have a certain space on our poll. It only gives you so many options.
I forgot about that song. I love this bar.
Yeah. Well, let us know. This is active and live right now over at twitter.com. Search up Fox Nashville. You'll find the poll right here. You can also scan that QR code on your screen. So let us know. And if the song that you love the most isn't on the list, leave a comment and let us know.
And to kick off your Tuesday morning, we're sharing the top 3 things that you need to know before heading out the door. It also includes the White House political news. The White House says President Joe Biden would go ahead and veto a standalone aid package for Israel proposed by the House. A Senate border deal that would include aid to U.S. allies now appears on some pretty shaky ground.
Yeah, that's the one we were telling you about yesterday morning. And flooding continues in California today. Mudslides and high water putting a lot of people at risk. This was a big concern yesterday, and look at how things unfolded throughout the course of the day. We'll be monitoring those developments here for you live through 9.
And King Charles III of England has been diagnosed with cancer, but they're not sharing what type of cancer. Buckingham Palace says it was found while he was in the hospital for a different procedure. We now know he's going to be undergoing outpatient treatment for that.
5:05 is the time right now on this day in Tennessee history. 11 years ago, since 22 tornadoes ripped through the mid-state. It all happened January 30th of 2013, and it was the largest January tornado outbreak in the mid-state history. Now, we know that it would span, you know, through many hours, and I know we said on this day in Tennessee history, but we are marking now as we get into severe weather season, the importance of making sure that you are prepared.
Yeah. Right now we're going to check in with our code red meteorologist Greg Bobus with some updates for today's forecast.
Yeah, everything looking good for today and tomorrow. The 3 things to know in the weather world as you're waking up this morning. A few more dry days. We have your Tuesday and Wednesday that are looking good. Your Thursday, until we get to sunset, we're going to be dry. So all daylight hours of Thursday, 60s, just a little bit cloudier. Above average temperatures, that's nighttime and daytime starting tonight for the rest of the week and even the weekend. The next weather maker brings a rainy stretch. It doesn't bring code red weather. It doesn't bring, what I mean by that is no severe weather, no flooding, but definitely a couple of days that'll be on the rainier side. So we'll switch the dry word to rainy a little bit later on in the week, but for right now, kind of more of the same you saw yesterday. We're in the upper 20s and low 30s right side of your screen, and that's where we will be for the next couple of hours until the sun comes up. Right now, just calm and relatively cold. Coming up in a few minutes, though, we'll start tracking that weekend rain. We'll look at future track. We'll get you your 7-day forecast. All the nuts and bolts you need to get out the door here on a Tuesday morning.
Greg, thank you. I do want to circle back too, because we were talking about on this day in history with the tornadoes.
Yes.
This is the day that they confirmed the number of tornadoes.
Yes.
The outbreak started on January 30th, 11 years ago, and then it would be this day, 11 years ago, that they would confirm 22.
Exactly.
That is wild. Okay, let's get a check of steer clear traffic right now. Things are looking pretty good out there. No issues on I-40 at Charlotte Avenue. Nice and clear to start your morning. No crashes reported right now. We'll check back in just a few minutes.
New this Tuesday morning, Clarksville police say a person was injured in a single car crash. It happened late last night. The department sharing an update on Facebook that the car left the road and then ultimately hit a pole. Well, the crash victim was taken to the hospital. That crash happening, by the way, on Fort Campbell Boulevard, right at Quinn Lane. That entire southbound roadway shut down yesterday, but traffic is now flowing there again. Police say the fatal accident crash is now involving investigators who were just working through that scene, and the victim, there any update regarding their injury right now is unknown.
Charges dropped against a man after a deadly home invasion, but police are still looking for the main person responsible, so we'll take a closer look into that.
Welcome back. 5:10 is the time. Right now in Operation Crime and Justice, Goodlettsville police have now dropped murder charges against a man involved in a deadly home invasion, and they're still looking for a second person.
Yeah, so let's take a deeper dive into this. We're going to go back to when it initially happened. This was last month at the Retreat Apartments there in Goodlettsville, and this all happened during the frigid winter weather we were experiencing. Police say 2 people started shooting inside of that apartment with AR-style weapons. A teenager died, several other people injured. At the time, police arrested Terry Richardson. Now, Richardson admitted to police that he was there, but said he didn't shoot anybody. Police and investigators teamed up, corroborating his story, and so the charges against Richardson have now been dropped, and as Erica mentioned, the search is now on for whoever else might have been responsible.
And we have some more local headlines, including how a home over in Greenbrier exploded in flames yesterday and burned to the ground, and we have the video.
We do. Let's take a look here at this video from Smoky Barn News, which first reported that explosion. It happened yesterday over on Graceland Way. This is just off Highway 41 in the Goodlettsville-Millersville area. That explosion, as you can see, causing a huge fire. Those flames really intense as they were threatening a nearby home, but crews were able to get it under control.
Yeah, so Robertson County EMA says no one was at home during the explosion and nobody got hurt. That's the good news in all of this, but the cause of the fire, that's still unclear.
5:11, getting that cup of coffee here this morning on a Tuesday. A little bit colder than yesterday morning by a couple of degrees. Nothing too aggressive, but 34 degrees at 7 o'clock, 36 at 8, and 40 degrees at 9 o'clock. The sunrise today will be at 6:44. Sun settling down at 5:18. We'll have it almost the entire day, just like we did yesterday. Not quite as warm as yesterday, though. The weekend is the big story. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s both days, but it does come with rain. Here's how we piece it together to get there. 56 degrees this afternoon. 61 degrees tomorrow, and then 62 on Thursday. Completely carefree on Thursday. It says 30% chance for rain. That rain is going to be after we get past sunset, and it may hold off as long as 9 or 10 o'clock overnight. Then it picks up into your Friday and periodically on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll look at that on Future Track in 5 minutes from right now.
Greg, thank you. 5:12 is the time. Do want to check in now with your steer clear traffic update and take you over to I-65 Rosa Parks Avenue. And we're just not seeing any kind of issues. That is fantastic news. Not a lot of people out on the highways as of right now, but don't worry, that Tuesday morning commute is certainly going to pick up in just a couple of hours.
Governor Bill Lee promises to continue to vie for school choice. I'll have more details on that in a few minutes.
And in California, take a look at more damage. This is video coming into the newsroom throughout the course of the morning. The effects of flooding. That
stretches and brings it home. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back. We're taking a live look this Tuesday morning over at Nissan Stadium, letting you know that Tennessee Titans, they're confirming new additions to their coaching staff. It does include Denard Wilson as defensive coordinator and Nick Holtz as offensive coordinator. These updates coming to our newsroom yesterday. We know the Titans, though, they're going to have some more updates, as weeks continue on. We'll continue those updates, though, for all your Titans fans throughout this morning.
Right now, in his State of the State address from overnight, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee focusing on school choice for Tennessee families.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar telling us more from the governor, what he promises to do for 2024. Karen, what can you share with us?
Good morning. Well, Governor Bill Lee promises to give parents a chance to send their kids to private schools like F.H. Jenkins Preparatory School, allowing their kids to ride on a bus to schools like that could give them a specialized education, that along with religious schools. Now, for some perspective, I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to show you just how much this school costs. Elementary school costs $7,000. For middle school, it costs $8,000, and for high schoolers, it costs $9,000. Some things that parents that want to send their kids, parents that can't afford to send their kids to schools like that might need some help. So to do that, the state is funding the school vouchers through taxpayer scholarships. Take a listen to what Governor Lee said in his speech.
There are thousands of parents in this state who know that their student would thrive in a different setting. But the financial barrier is simply too high. It's time that we change that. It's time that we let parents decide, and not the government, where their child goes to school and what they learn.
He was interrupted during his speech when he mentioned that he also supports public schools. Now, in the next half hour, I'll tell you how he plans to support public schools. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you very much. We were just telling you moments ago about the flooding and the devastation on the West Coast. Millions of people under this storm out there right now in California, and the Golden State is just devastated right now. Here we get flooding, right? Yeah. There they get flooding and mudslides.
It's a mess. And Fox 17 News' Ted Lindner is taking a look at the latest damage and the recovery process.
When it rains, it pours. Or at least that's the case across large swaths of California, as a massive and powerful atmospheric river system continues lashing the Golden State with torrential downpours and heavy wind.
We need Angelenos to be cautious, to be careful, to be safe.
After previous days of rain saturated the ground, Monday's showers triggered more flooding and mudslides, sending rivers of sludge through hillside communities, destroying homes, dragging away people's property, and burying cars.
Public Works has been hard at work. They have reported over 120 mudslides and debris flows throughout the city.
We were watching Shrek 2, and my friend comes in, and he's like, I just tread up the hill in mud. We looked outside, and there's 1.5 feet of running water outside of the house, and it starts seeping through the doors.
The wind toppling trees onto homes and snapping power lines in two, knocking out electricity to hundreds of thousands as of Monday night.
Please stay home.
Local leaders warning those who don't need to venture out to stay put indoors. This as fire crews launched a daring helicopter rescue on the Los Angeles River after a man jumped in to save his dog. Both are now safe. But as residents try and clean up the debris, many are bracing for even more rain.
Periods of rain with a chance of thunderstorms through Tuesday.
President Biden, meantime, says impacted communities will be provided with any federal support they need during the recovery process. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
All right, 5:19 is the time, and Greg, yesterday's temperatures, fantastic. Another 5-star day.
It was. It really, really was. Today will be very similar. It won't be quite as warm, but still mid to upper 50s.
We'll take it.
So we'll take that. We're not going to have any rain today or tomorrow, but I am tracking what's going to move in for the weekend. Unfortunately, there will be some rain that we have to contend with. Speaking of rain, just to kind of give you more perspective to everything happening out in California, here's how much rain some areas have seen in just the last 48 hours. Los Angeles, right around 4 inches of rainfall. Many of the surrounding areas that are all in the orange shades here have seen 4 to 5+ inches of rain, and then that has triggered all the mudslides. Now, all this rain is going to move its way off toward the north and the east to the mountain areas, the higher elevations, and put down some 6 to 8 inches of snow not too far away. So they're not done with the whole situation here, but right along the coast, flooding concerns are going down here now that the rain, for the most part, is beginning to move away. from the cities that are closer to the coastline. So that's good news. Power outages have gone down since yesterday morning, so they're starting to get the lights turned back on. And taking a look here, Metro Center, we've got the lights on and we're all good. Calm and clear for the rest of this morning, afternoon, and evening. Rain chances do settle in Thursday into Friday. That's going to be overnight Thursday into Friday. And once they get here, they're going to become an on and off kind of a scenario where we're going to have the bulk of our rain on Friday and then on and off showers Saturday and Sunday. As of right now, Sunday's trending a little bit drier than Saturday for more of the daytime hours itself, but all three of those nights, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, will come with rain chances that we'll be tracking for you and giving you updates about throughout the entire time when that rain's coming down.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to 65 Trinity Lane on the north side. TDOT focusing in their cameras on this car on the shoulder of the road, not causing big problems, just, you know, something to look at there on the side of the shoulder there as you make that way to the north. Then these cars are going towards Madison, towards Rivergate on that side. The cars coming in are coming from that area. No big holdups in either direction so far. That, of course, can change. Here's 40 near the airport. Also looking good here near Dallas and Pike. Of course, we are always subject to change, and we'll do so if we need to. Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9.
In entertainment news, several MTSU alumni in the music industry winning Grammy Awards on Sunday. Shout out to MTSU. Julian Baker right here, a part of Boy Genius, an alternative rock group, winning 3 Grammys. We also have Christian artists right down here, Lecrae, winning 2 awards for contemporary Christian music. Plus graduates Jason Hall and Jimmy Mansfield, who worked on producing Lainey Wilson's Bell Bottom Country, which captured the best country album spot. Those 2 also being celebrated. If you want to read more about who took home those Grammy wins from MTSU, go to fox17.com.
Erica, thank you. 5:22 is the time right now. More than 100 Wilson County students could be held.
Knowing you're paying the lowest price in town for your repairs.
Your words soothe like the summer breeze.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
5:25 is the time, and new this morning. There's 180 fourth graders in Wilson County who may not be able to move on to the 5th grade. What's holding them back is the state's reading test and not being able to show adequate growth on that reading test. Now, you may be asking, what exactly does adequate growth mean? Well, there is an explanation if you can follow it. Listen.
Adequate growth is, I can tell you the formula. It's the probability that they will score at the met expectations level in the 4th grade minus 50 divided by 8 is the formula.
Okay, got it? Because I don't, okay? The other part of this is, unlike the 3rd grade reading test, there is no summer school option or makeup work that can be done for failing this test for 4th graders. The State Board of Education could change the rules of that. They will be meeting coming up later this month.
5:26, your time taking a look at future track. We're going to fast forward you all the way to our next chance for rain, which will be Thursday night into Friday. And let's start working through it. We're starting here on Friday morning at 3 a.m. So we're all just maybe starting to get out of bed. Alarm goes off about an hour or 2 after that for some folks. Here's 7 o'clock in the morning. Friday morning. There will be some rain that we will be actively tracking on the radar as you're getting up, getting out the door, whether that's going to work, kids at the bus stop. Rain a possibility for your Friday morning. And then the afternoon, less and less rain. The more north and west we get of the Nashville area, the less rain we see on Friday itself during the daylight hours. But taking a look overnight, 7 p.m. into the nighttime, we get more rain that moves in. And this is 3 a.m. on Saturday, going into the afternoon and evening. Saturday looking much rainier than Sunday, but Friday is when the majority of our rain is going to come down overall. Sunday, far more hit and miss to what will be coming down on the radar.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get you out towards the airport. That's I-40 at Donaldson Pike. As you can see, traffic in that area moving just fine. No big problems over there in either direction so far for you this morning. Could not be asking for better conditions. It would seem that the traffic over there at BNA is also doing well in the air. No big delays or cancellations to tell you about over in that direction. Let's get you to the west side of town. That's where we're dealing with sleeping trucks and a lot of them out there on the west side of town. You can see they're all lined up there on the shoulder. Nothing to report out there with circular traffic, at least not yet. We got you covered, though, live through 9.
Country music star Toby Keith passed away after a long battle with cancer. How Music City is grieving this sad loss.
And when a car hits a pedestrian...
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, Toby Keith dead at the age of 62. We're live at the Ryman Auditorium covering his life and legacy.
And taking a look here, waking up this morning to nothing happening in the weather world, but by the end of the week, 4 straight days of rain, and it's going to come at a different time each and every day. What you need to know to make your plans.
Steer clear traffic this morning. I-40 at White Bridge Road on the west side of town. Plenty of trucks taking a break this morning. We're going to show you some other areas of town coming up in a few.
Thank you for starting your day with us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started with breaking news involving country music star Toby Keith. Now, he has died, and we're getting some more updates from his family. He was 62 years old.
Yeah, and we're already early this morning starting to hear reaction from folks around the world of his passing. This happened late overnight, and so as folks are waking up, we're starting to see that come in. You may remember just a couple of years ago, the country music star announced that he had stomach cancer and had been going through treatments during his career. Toby Keith won several CMA awards, an American Music Award, and was a 7-time Grammy nominee.
Right now, Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live right outside of the Ryman Auditorium with more on his stellar career. Peyton, what can you tell us?
We're right by the Ryman Auditorium, but first, being on Broadway or near Broadway, there's honky-tonks that a lot of country music stars opened up. And Toby Keith did not open up a honky-tonk here on Broadway. He's from Oklahoma, and he has some bars down in his home state. And a post from Toby Keith's account on X, formerly Twitter, says that the country music star passed away peacefully Monday night. The post also says that Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage. In 2022, Toby Keith let his fans know that he was battling stomach cancer. He was undergoing treatment, 6 months of radiation and chemo. Keith is known for some of his hit songs like Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy, and Keith is also survived by his wife and 3 children. We know Jelly Roll had mentioned and posted on Instagram his sadness regarding this, along with Randy Houser commenting on his post saying that he is a country music icon, and a sad day here in Music City, but a sad morning nationwide. Our prayers go out to Toby Keith and his family, and obviously they're asking for privacy during this time. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your coded station.
All right, Peyton, thank you so much. Eric and I have been talking all morning long about memories that we have associated with some of his songs. And I think a lot of his songs were just anthems for different parts of our life. You know, you think about the song where that he crafted after 9/11 and how that made people feel, you know, the resiliency of the American spirit and that strength. And
absolutely. Then you think on the other end with Red Solo Cup, and that's just a jam for a lot of people who were in college at the time.
Yeah, and even still downtown in the bars on Lower Broadway. I mean, that music is a staple in the country music world. And so we know a lot of you have great memories maybe associated with some of his songs. So we were asking this morning, what is your favorite Toby Keith song? And listen, we know there are a lot of options. We only had room for 4 in our poll. That's all Twitter gives us. So we have Should Have Been a Cowboy, I Love This Bar, Red Solo Cup, or maybe another song And so a lot of you have already sounded off this morning. 122 votes just in the last hour.
Yeah, so let us know what you think. Head on over to our Fox Nashville X account and go to our Facebook page. We're going to be sharing some of those comments throughout this morning. Right now, though, we do need to check in with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis, because it's going to be a little bit chillier, but still a fantastic Tuesday on tap.
It really will. The morning hours right now are pretty cool, but the weather's going to be saying, how do you like me now? Later on this afternoon, another amazing classic Toby Keith song. Really, the weather going to be great today. Middle 50s later today with some sunshine from start to finish. The sun rises for us a little over an hour from now, but what's new this morning? I have raining on here. Well, we're getting a better handle on late week rain. Thursday night into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Until then, we're dry, and all of our daylight hours of Thursday will be dry too. Scattered rain, though, for multiple days in a row, but no flooding. No severe weather. We have no problems when it comes to any of those things, so we're not going to be in code red. Your 7-day forecast, 56 degrees today, 61 tomorrow, 62 on Thursday, and then we get that rain that does move in Friday into Saturday that we'll track on Future Track for you in the next Look at Your Code Red forecast in 6 minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-24. This is close to Bradley Parkway. As you make that drive in from the south and east side, you can see it for yourself. We're moving along just fine, even though we do have some problems that are going to be coming up here a little bit later when the congestion starts to hit the road coming up here in about an hour. But right now we're doing good. Let's take a look. Fresh out the oven drive times here for you. 25 minutes out of Hendersonville this morning, 50 from Murfreesboro into town, 27 minutes from I-40 from Kingston Springs to downtown Nashville.
Justin, thank you. After the break here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, we have continuing coverage of immigration and the ongoing debate over the border. The latest on the arrival of migrants in the mid-state.
And taking a look at the economy here.
Just for signing up. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. All kinds of awesome.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 5:39 is your time. Continuing coverage now as hundreds of illegal immigrants could end up here in Middle Tennessee.
State lawmakers are now sounding the alarm on this issue. We told you about this first last week. Take a look at this letter on your screen. It ended up on the desk, giving cities a heads up that immigrants from Guatemala, Venezuela, Honduras, and Mexico will be making their way to a destination here in Middle Tennessee. Well, it's sparking conversations on both sides of the aisle, leaving the city of Franklin's representative Jake McCallum with a lot of unanswered questions, and the Democrats feeling differently. Listen here.
We don't even know if they're here yet. So, which is kind of the bigger problem. We don't know who's coming into this country, and it poses a huge safety risk for every one of us.
Nashville is a welcoming city who welcomes all people, and we appreciate and respect the diversity that our community enjoys and drives our city forward.
Now, the city of Franklin denied Fox 17 News' request for an interview, but says that letter did not give any details as to when the immigrants would travel to Middle Tennessee. And the city of Franklin says they have not received any reports of people arriving since they got the letter. Now, we know this is a story that is important to all of our communities. We'll continue to follow it and keep you updated as we learn more.
5:40, looking at Future Track, taking you toward the weekend and our next chance for some rain. The next weather maker, we have it fast forwarded through today, tomorrow, and Thursday because nothing happens until Thursday night. Then our next rain moves in and we'll have quite a bit of it on and off for several days. This is 3 a.m. going into Friday morning. So Thursday night into Friday morning by 7 a.m. A band of rain, light rain, but a band of rain will be there moving through the area. We might be tracking in real time here during our morning commute on Friday. Then things get a little more calm for the afternoon. Not that much rain, light, very light, a couple sprinkles here and there, a few light rain showers, but the more steady rainfall moves in after 7 p.m. on Friday into the overnight. This is Saturday morning, fairly rainy, and then that goes and extends into the afternoon as well. Sunday, a little less active, so the main two periods are going to be Thursday night into Friday morning, and then Friday evening into all of Saturday, ending early on Sunday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's go to I-40 at Nolensville Road over there. In the South Nashville area, you can see traffic there moving along very well. No big problems over there on the south side of town. Thankful to see that because this area can jam up really fast, especially once the traffic starts to pour in. Just not seeing it out there this morning. Here is 24 at Briley Parkway, making that drive in from Antioch. Also looking very smooth out there. We'll continue to keep you up to date as soon as we learn more about anything going on your drive.
Governor Bill Lee addresses his support for public schools in his State of the State address. In a few minutes, I'll tell you how he plans to do that.
Morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, gravy, or country fried steak. Any two, just $5. Enjoy heart-shaped biscuits now through Valentine's Day.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning on this Tuesday. Let's go to Operation Crime and Justice. We have a man facing charges right now after police say he hit a pedestrian at the airport. Now, this happened Sunday. We're just getting the details. And according to investigators, after hitting that person, he then pulled out a gun and threatened somebody who saw the whole thing happen. Police tell us they used surveillance footage and witnesses to track down the person who they say is responsible, and that would be Stephen Gillard. Gillard now faces several felony charges and is in custody.
Turning now to politics, Governor Bill Lee mentioning that he wants to give support to public schools as part of his continued promise to give school vouchers for private and religious schools. This all happening in his State of the State address last night.
Yeah, several talking points here and important pieces of this puzzle that you'll want to know about, especially as it pertains to your child's education. So let's send it out to Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live.
Good morning. Well, for some context, Governor Bill Lee has come under fire before for his lack of support for public schools like the one I'm currently standing in front of, the Hull Jackson Montessori School. But he has promised that 2024 will be different. To students that are walking through these doors or other doors of public schools into the classroom to get that better education, those resources, and also outside the classroom. He plans to do this by to the TISA formula. The TISA formula.
All right, we apologize for the microphone issues there during Karen's live shot. We'll check back in with her in just a little bit and hear more from the governor in that State of the State address from last night.
We're also talking about a second atmospheric river when we talk about weather that is just plummeting Southern California. It does come after the slow-moving system knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of people further north in that area.
Yeah, so we had almost 600,000 people without power at one point. You might have heard this weather system referred to as the Pineapple Express. Fox weather correspondent Max Gordon with an update this morning.
It's the second major storm to hit California in less than a week. An atmospheric river called a Pineapple Express is threatening to drop nearly half a year's worth of rain in some areas by Tuesday.
I love the rain. I don't like the flooding.
The storm already knocking out power to hundreds of thousands of customers by Monday morning. Heavy rain and wind are now sending flood water and debris through some Southern California communities.
When the embankments get really, really wet, a lot of times, rocks and sometimes even boulders can come down and they're in the roadway.
The conditions forcing evacuations and prompting Governor Gavin Newsom to issue a state of emergency for several counties from Santa Barbara down through San Diego. State officials have mobilized some 8,500 emergency responders to handle flooding and water rescues.
We were out checking out some of the areas that typically have some water rescues that we've seen in the past. They go out there to see what it looks like for this current storm because things may have changed since the last time that we've been out there.
Over the weekend, this slow-moving storm walloped northern and central California with torrential rain and powerful wind gusts. Utility crews are now scrambling to restore electricity.
We're getting a little worried now about the food in the refrigerator.
There's no heat and, of course, no lights. And so we're not really sure what we're going to do for dinner.
Some parts of Southern California have seen more than 9 inches of rain as more continues to fall. In Los Angeles, Max Gordon, Fox Weather.
Wow, so Greg, when we talk about what's happening over there, how much longer are they going to be just pummeled with that rain?
The rain for them is going to stop today, but then the rain ends up becoming, well, it goes more to the north and east toward the mountainous areas. So now they're going to get 7, 8, 9 inches of snow.
My goodness.
So, yeah, rain moves off the coastline, tracks into California, and then dumps almost a foot of snow. That's where they're at right now. But, Erica, you mentioned this last half hour. There's your 5 stars.
Love it.
And that's why today is a 5-star day. We have bright sunshine. We have no rain today. We have no fog this morning. We have above average temperatures with highs that will end up in the mid-50s. You don't get much better than that when you're in the first week of February. So, yeah. 5 across the board here for this one. Weather Story is staying above average. Nice for a few more days, and then rain will start to move in after 9, 10 o'clock at night on Thursday into Friday morning. So Thursday during the daylight's good. After you go to bed, you'll wake up to some rain and some wet pavement. None of that this morning, though. We're okay over downtown Nashville. No problems. And this will continue to be the case today and tomorrow. 56 degrees your temperature today. 61 the temperature for your Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday even warmer. But those are the days where we begin to change this weather pattern. Clouds will build on Thursday and rain will move in going towards your weekend.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to I-65 and I-24. This is on the north side. As you make that drive into town there, you can see the traffic moving along just fine up there. No big slowdowns or problems. We had a very active and early traffic morning yesterday. We have not seen anything like that today. We've been very calm so far out there this morning, which is great news. Driving in from Murfreesboro this morning, I-24 near Baker Road, also moving along just fine. We'll continue to watch it, let you know anything we find.
In consumer news now on Fox 17 News, McDonald's and Starbucks announcing the Israel-Hamas war is taking a toll on their sales. McDonald's says it's a slowdown in sales in the Middle East that playing a big role in a rare fourth quarter sales miss.
Now, this is the claim on the part of Starbucks. The CEO says while sales in the Middle East have struggled, the coffee chain also saw less foot traffic here in the U.S. due to protests and boycotts in any way related to the conflict. McDonald's, by the way, also facing backlash in the Middle East after its franchisees in Israel offered discounts or free meals to soldiers. Operation Crime and Justice this morning, a loophole that allows people who were accused of violent crimes to be released without facing justice. And case in point is the story of Jillian Ludwig. Jillian came to Belmont University in part because Nashville had pretty good reputation and she loved going to school here.
Sadly, she was killed by a stray bullet in November while jogging near campus. The man accused of firing the gun was charged with a serious gun offense 6 months prior, but then set free after being found mentally incompetent to stand trial.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out in society to hurt people.
Tonight on Fox 17 News at 9, we're going to share the latest on efforts to close the loophole that allows people unable to assist in their defense to walk free.
5:52 right now, and as we get closer to the Super Bowl, anybody going, what's it going to look like when it comes to the bottom line? We're breaking down the Super Bowl pricing and all those little extras that come with it, especially when you're in Vegas.
I'm saving money on my couch. Also, you've heard of emotional support pets.
Urea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning, just a few minutes before the start of our 6 o'clock newscast. In case you just turned off the alarm and maybe you're just starting your day and hadn't heard the news. Overnight, we lost a country music legend, Toby Keith, lost a battle with stomach cancer. And so this morning, we're getting you updated on all of those developments and hearing reaction from so many people right here in Music City, connected to his life, his music, and his legacy. We'll be sure to dive into that as we get into our 6 o'clock hour.
We also want to take a quick second to let you know you can score big with the Big Game Trivia Contest. Grab your phone to scan this QR code that's up on your screen for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Register to play the Big Game Trivia Contest and really put your football knowledge to the test. That way you could win a $100 prepaid gift card, or you could be entered for a chance to win the $5,000 weekly prize. Best of luck.
All right, let's talk Super Bowl. We've talked about the ticket prices if you were trying to get there. I mean, like 10 grand. And the prices have gone down a little bit, maybe to $7,000. Is that a bargain in your world? The ticket site TickPick says that you can now, get a Super Bowl ticket for about $7,000, which they claim is $8,200 lower than the price tag just last week. So that we were looking at almost $16,000 for one ticket.
It's crazy. And the average ticket price for the big game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers is still the most expensive Super Bowl in Super Bowl history, at more than $9,800. You got to wonder, what?
Also, did you hear the story about the price tag for the suites?
Oh,
and
yes.
How even the players' family members are like, no, we're out.
I think we'll just stay at home.
A couple million just to sit in a suite? Well, no is what the family member said. Hey, experts say spending on Super Bowl parties going to reach another record high this year. Maybe this is more our speed, right? If we're thinking about hosting a Super Bowl party, snacks, some of them at least might be a little bit more affordable this year. In fact, the price for wings down about 5% compared to last year.
But the price of beer is up slightly, while beef and soft drinks are expected to cost more than ever. So maybe go ahead and check off that list when it comes to your groceries earlier rather than later. And let's talk about Valentine's Day. If you're struggling this Valentine's Day, Heinz, yes, Heinz ketchup, they're offering a unique solution here. The company releasing an emotional support ketchup bottle. Okay. The 14-ounce glass bottle comes with a silicone cap. We're showing it to you right there. An adjustable nylon strap and then some custom stickers.
Are they just making, I mean, this is just
a spoof?
Making fun, right?
Yes.
But also, I think maybe they're trying to get on the Stanley Cup craze with the little strap and the little lid for it.
It's creative.
Somebody will buy it. You know somebody will buy it. Would you?
Now I kind of want to buy it just to make you laugh.
Just to say you have one. You can't take it to a game with you. What are you going to do? Where are you going to take it? You take it to the restaurant?
Waffle House?
Now, I will say this. Okay, Greg. I know we're talking about the Weekend Outlet. I will say this. People who love Heinz ketchup.
Me?
Love Heinz ketchup. And will not eat ketchup at any establishment if it's just the quote-unquote fancy ketchup.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's off-brand. Mm-hmm. So I would say maybe they're like the die-hard Heinz people.
Gonna walk in with their holster?
Walk in with their own ketchup. They're not messing around.
Care of. We got this done. Rain both days for your Saturday and your Sunday. No severe weather. Warm temperatures will continue as we go into our 6 o'clock half hour. We're going to take a look at that specific hour-by-hour timeline.
Circular traffic for you this morning. Let's get to I-24. This is Alvaville Road down there in the Laverne area. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine. Laverne, Smyrna, very close to the Nissan plant in that particular area. We're moving along just fine. We'll let you know if you find anything that gets in your way. Circular traffic got you covered live and local through 9.
Well, the Pennsylvania Baker's cakes are on fire. I mean, literally. Look at this. KK's Cakes in Philadelphia is jumping on the latest confectionery craze with burn cakes. Ooh, but the owner is putting a Super Bowl twist to this with different Kansas City Chiefs themes. I've not seen this.
What is a burn cake?
It's right here.
We're behind the trend.
We're setting this cake on fire. It features a shirtless Jason Kelsey. It went viral on social media, and you know it's trending, so we got to check it out. Hey, stay with us. Our 6 o'clock hour is starting right now. What?
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. A little chilly in the 30s, but great weather for now. A big weather maker by the end of the week. I'm tracking coming up in your forecast.
This is I-40 at Fessler's Lane into downtown Nashville on that east side. Traffic moving, but there will be problems later on. I'll tell you where coming up in a few.
And we do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here bright and early on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And the big story that we're following right here at home this morning is the death of country superstar Toby Keith. He died overnight.
Yeah, his family confirming the information, asking for privacy. And now we're hearing from, folks in the country music industry sounding off, sharing their stories. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live out there by Ryman Auditorium with more on his life and legacy.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So a sad morning here in Music City, and we're outside of the Ryman Auditorium, which used to be the Opry. And Toby Keith, he has performed here. He was given awards here, and this is just one of the things that you can think of when thinking about Toby Keith. I mean, to perform at the Ryman, we know that that is a honor, along with the Opry as well. Now, a post shared on the singer's Twitter account, well, now X, says the country star passed away Monday night. The post also says Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage. In 2022, the singer announced he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. He let his fans know that he was going through chemo, radiation, and that was for about 6 months, and he was doing well, but up until now at this point. Now, Keith is known for the hit songs Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy. He was just 62 years old, and Keith is survived by his wife and 3 children. We know also that some country stars or music stars in general, Jelly Roll and others, have already sounded off their condolences on Twitter or on X and on Instagram and things like that. So our condolences during this time. Reporting live.
Peyton, thank you. And we are asking over on our social media accounts for you all to share your favorite Toby Keith song. We know there's a lot, so it's hard to really narrow it down, but we're giving you some 3 options out there. We do want to take that and show you what the options are when it comes to what's happening.
Yeah, so this is a poll that we have up right now. It's live on our Fox Nashville Twitter account, so you can go to twitter.com or x.com, search up Fox Nashville, and it'll show you the question, what's your favorite Toby Keith song? Is it Should Have Been a Cowboy, I Love This Bar, Red Solo Cup, or maybe it's something else?
Yeah.
Maybe it's courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
A lot of folks on Facebook saying that.
The anthem after 9/11, of course. So let us know. And yes, as Peyton mentioned, it is a sad time for the music industry, but you know, so many of his songs brought people together over the decades. The awards that he earned for that music, you know, a long list. So good stuff.
Yeah, I was reading that he performed at the 2023 People's Choice Country Awards. That was back in September of last year.
Correct.
And that's when he got the Country Icon Award.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
So go ahead and let us know your favorite song. We'll be sharing that throughout 9 a.m. We do want to check in now with Greg talking about that Tuesday forecast. Is it another day to get outside?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. If you like the weekend and you enjoyed yesterday, go for it again. You are primed for a nice one here. The 3 things to know this morning: a few more dry days are ahead of us today, tomorrow, and the daylight hours of Thursday. And then we're going to get back into a rainier pattern to settle into the weekend. Unfortunately, not nearly as dry as last weekend, but you can't win them all. And we've been winning the game so far this week. Above average temperatures all week long. That includes the mornings. Starting tomorrow. This morning, a little bit cold right side of your screen. You got your current temperatures that are there, upper 20s and 30s this morning. Next big weather maker brings in rain, but not severe weather or flooding, so we're not in code red, and we're nice until then. Almost feels like spring. Average high temperatures, 51 degrees. We're going to be in the 50s and 60s the entire week. The only day in the 50s is today. And then we're 60s for the rest of this week and the weekend itself. Metro Center, ooh, there we go. We're starting to get this beautiful sunrise. We're about 40 minutes away, but it's going to be a really good one here. Not a cloud in the sky for us to start the day. 56, then 62 degrees by the time we get to Thursday. That rain moves in Thursday night into Friday, and then a few more rounds into the weekend. That'll be the focus coming up in the next check of your Code Red forecast in 6 minutes.
Still clear traffic, still here for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 near Fessler's Lane. That's over on the east side of town. As you can see, traffic there moving along very nicely. No big problems out there, at least now on the I-40 stretch of town. But there could be other problems elsewhere that we're starting to follow, including a lot of bunch up that's starting to happen out there on the roads. This is going to be I-24. Let's cut you back. Here it is, I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is over in the Antioch area. We're going to give you the very latest on your traffic updates, fresh drive times. That's all coming up in a few.
Justin, thank you. New this Tuesday morning, Clarksville police say a person was injured in a single car crash that happened late last night. The department sharing some updates on Facebook, telling us that the car left the road and then ultimately hit a pole.
Now, the crash victim did go to the hospital. The crash happening on Fort Campbell Boulevard at Quinn Lane. That entire southbound road had to shut down yesterday, and that is a very busy stretch. Good news this morning, traffic is now flowing again. Police say the accident crash investigators are working through the scene, and we are still still working to get an update on the condition of the victim.
Also in Operation Crime and Justice, Goodlettsville police dropping murder charges against one man for a deadly home invasion, but they're now continuing their search for another person.
Right, so who did it? That's the big question. That's what we're working to find out as well, along with police. It all happened last month at the Retreat Apartments, right off of Dickerson Road in Goodlettsville, and it happened during that winter storm we had. Police say 2 people went into an apartment, started shooting with AR-style weapons. A teenager died, several other people hurt. Terry Richardson initially arrested and charged with that crime, but police admitted to, Richardson admitted to police that he was there but never shot anybody, and investigators say they were able to back up his story. So the charges against Richardson have been dropped.
After the break, more than 100 Wilson County students may be held back from the next grade. We're going to explain why school leaders are upset with the state over this issue. Justin McFarland has this story in a minute.
And we continue to follow the impacts of the wild winter storm out west. You can see the storm surge here from the west coast. This is near Hermosa Beach, out there near LA.
When we call a code red weather alert.
No, we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
6:09 is the time, and new this morning, there's 180 fourth graders in Wilson County who may not get to move on to the 5th grade. That is because there is a state reading test that is holding them back, and it's because they're not showing adequate growth. Now, they still have to take the test a little bit later here, but they got to show that adequate growth, and if they can't move on to the 5th grade. And unlike 3rd graders, 4th graders do not have an option to make up the test in some other way, like summer school or extra classes, in order to move on.
If a student didn't pass our state assessments where I was at, we would remediate in the summer, and then they would be retested in the summer. Does Tennessee offer that? I mean, is there any, you said there's no pathway. Is that still a possibility, or is that not on the table?
Not for 4th grade.
So it's not on the table at all?
Not for 4th grade. For 3rd grade, they go to summer school, and we do a pre and a post test, and we look at the end of summer school, did they make adequate progress? We do have that opportunity, but for 4th grade, there is no other option.
Now, the State Board of Education could change those rules when they meet a little bit later this month, but in the meantime, it's causing lots of frustration on local school boards, including the one over in Wilson County.
A look at your forecast here at 6:11, and as we were talking about, here we go. This is the rain late this week into the upcoming weekend. I have kind of taken Future Track into the future already and stopped this Thursday night into Friday. This is 3 a.m. Friday. This is 7 a.m. Friday. You're going to wake up, you're going to have some rain coming down in spots here. We will be tracking pockets of light rainfall throughout the morning drive on Friday, and then we'll get a little bit of a break for the afternoon. Not completely dry, but you can see the light greenish grays. Not heavy rainfall. However, after sunset, Friday night into Saturday morning. Here's 3 a.m. Saturday into the morning, afternoon, and evening hours. And the more south and east we get, Nashville onto the south and east, some decent hours worth of steady rainfall that will continue throughout the day. Then you get a few more showers on your Sunday. Plan for rain all 3 days, not every hour, but have the umbrella on you. Know that you'll be using the windshield wipers. There will be some wet pavement, but we're not worried about any flooding concerns by the end of the weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to the north side. I-65 at the Fern Avenue overpass up there. You can see traffic for yourself. Moving along, we're doing well up there. No big problems in either direction here so far this morning, and that is great and fantastic and wonderful news. Here is something that we're picking up here on I-24 as you make your way through Hickory Hollow near the Tanger outlet there. Starting to see some of that stop and go there as congestion. Hey, good morning, congestion. You're woken up and you're out there on the road there for us this morning, and that is causing some slowdowns. We're going to get you your very latest drive times coming up here in just a few seconds. In the meantime, coming up, we're going to tell you about the economy and the rising prices in your pantry. We're going to tell you why that trend may not be going away anytime soon. Karen?
Brakes starting at just $100. Alignment starting at $59.99.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
6:14 is the time. Right now, Fox 17 News showing you a live look of this beautiful start to our Tuesday morning. Look at this, so picturesque. Almost looks like a still photograph image. The colors just mixing there. We're going to have a beautiful Tuesday on tap, a little bit chillier than Monday, but nonetheless a 5-star Tuesday. That's what Greg called it earlier. He's going to explain why in just a couple of minutes in your full forecast.
Right now at 6:15, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee giving his State of the State address overnight and got interrupted in the middle of that speech talking about school choice.
It's a hot topic right now, and Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is telling us why. Karen, what can you share with us?
Well, Governor Bill Lee was discussing his support for public schools like the one I'm currently standing in front of, the Hull Jackson Montessori School. He promised to give those students a better education when they walk through the doors inside the classroom, but not just inside the classroom, but also outside of the classroom. Now, a big issue of this was that he has been saying for the last several years regarding his support for school vouchers when it comes to private schools. During his State of the State address, he says that he plans to invest more money into making sure that parents can send their students to private schools and also religious schools, which when he started talking about this, there were some parents who weren't satisfied. Take a listen to his speech and how hecklers interrupted him.
These two ideas are not in conflict. There are some who will say that parents don't belong in the decision-making process about their child's education. But our responsibility is to the student and to the family, not to the status quo.
Some of the issues that parents have is that this will be taxpayer-funded money, so it's taking away from the money that could be utilized to help students at public schools to fund parents who want to send their kids to private schools. As I mentioned earlier in the show, some of those private schools range up to $9,000. Coming up in the next half hour, I will talk about Governor Lee's plan to support public schools because he did mention that, in fact, in the State of the State address. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, we're also talking about sports headlines. Media night at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas for the 49ers and the Chiefs. A lot of action, a lot of Elvises there. Lots of talks also about the game, but questions about 14-time Grammy winner, oh my goodness, Miss Taylor Swift. Listen here.
She's unbelievable. She's rewriting the history books herself. I told her I'll have to hold up my end of the bargain and come home with some hardware too.
Oh my goodness.
You had to know they were going to ask about Taylor Swift. But can we get back to the game? That's all I have to say.
I'm sure that's not the last time we're going to hear about it.
It's just the...
But I'm kind of getting a little like, all right.
So many ways that these conversations can go. Because on one hand, right, it's exciting that we have more fans of football watching, even if it's for a completely different reason. But also, I understand the argument for, can we just talk about the game?
How many times are we going to see her face on Sunday? That's all I'm asking. If she makes it.
If she makes
it's going to be picture in picture the whole game.
I'm not a Taylor hater. I like Taylor. I'm putting that out there too. Don't come for me.
No, please don't come for us. No, trust me, we're not Taylor haters. I can tell you someone who might not be a Chiefs fan right now, though. Our dog of the day, Riley, on his Titans blanket, loves walks, and I'm guessing patiently waiting for the new football season next year for the boys to get back out on the gridiron. Taking a look, 40 degrees at 9 o'clock, 57 degrees at 3 p.m. Joy, Jason, thank you for sending in your photo. We have one more dog of the day who's watching dog of the day. We have Sable, sent in by Betty. Betty, thank you for this picture as well. Hopefully, Sable's watching herself this morning. Temperatures are going to continue to stay in the 50s throughout the afternoon. We don't break the 60-degree mark today, but we do want your photos. Maybe you're out and about later today, whether it's with your pet or you just see something scenic that just makes you smile for the day. Send us your photos, but as far as getting us Dog of the Day, you go to Facebook, my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus. Find that pinned post at the top. Share your photo, where you're from. If you want to share a little story, feel free. And you'll see your dog right here on Fox 17 News this morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, very close to Gallatin Road. This is out there in that Sumner County area. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine. No big problems out there in either direction. We're doing good. We will let you know about anything that could get in your way with Steer clear traffic as we're live and local with you through 9. But right now, we're doing just fine. Same can be said for that drive coming in from Waldron Road and Laverne. Things are rolling along, but slowly there as more and more congestion starts to build in. We will have the very latest on any crashes around town coming up in a few.
Well, costs at grocery stores are on the rise. I think a lot of us know that. And a financial expert says it might be a trend that we could see, unfortunately, throughout the year.
So Erica and I got to talking about this yesterday because, you know, we do a lot of grocery shopping in our homes, and you've got the stuff for the baby. And unfortunately, according to Fox's Abril Preciado, this could be the new norm.
It's the start of the month. And for Ashley Davis, that means it's time to stock up on groceries.
I go twice a month, so this will be my first time, and I spent $374, and then I'll go again around the 15th.
Their essential trips costing this mother of 5 more than $600 a month. What are you doing right now to try to make sure that you stay afloat?
I actually work 2 jobs.
Would you say that the majority of your income goes to food?
Yes.
Which has been a challenge for her without any type of assistance.
Everything is cash right now.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, low-income families have been hit the hardest with rising grocery prices, spending nearly 31% of their income on food. So what does this mean for the future, and how much longer can we expect to see this?
We're still facing the prices of the grocery store higher with multiple reasons. One, the grocery store needs to keep up with the pricing of the current product costs.
Carlos Guaman is a financial expert. He says the labor shortages, supply chain disruptions, and even avian flu have all played a role on the price increases. A situation, he says, will be seen throughout 2024. Something Ashley keeps in mind.
Hopefully I don't have to put anything back.
Abril Preciado, Fox 6 News.
After the break, charges dropped against one man after a deadly home invasion. What police say happened, but how their search is continuing.
An explosion in Robert.
When we call a code red weather alert.
No, we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
At 6:24 here on Fox 17 News, we want to bring you up to speed because the House will vote on its impeachment resolution against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas today. Yeah, breaking news. That is according to CNN. Now, the exact timing of this vote, that's not clear as of right now. Republicans, we told you about this, arguing Mayorkas has committed high crimes and misdemeanors when it comes to our southern borders, pointing to record high illegal border crossings and drug trafficking. By the way, Mayorkas would be the first cabinet secretary impeached in nearly 150 years.
In Operation Crime and Justice this morning, the Goodlettsville Police Department is now dropping murder charges against a man in a deadly home invasion, but now they are continuing to search for their actual suspect.
Yeah, interesting development here. This all happened last month at the Retreat Apartments in Goodlettsville, just off Dickerson Pike. It happened during that winter storm that we experienced. 2 people, according to police, came into that apartment with AR-style weapons and started shooting, killing a teenager and injuring several other people.
Now, Terry Richardson was arrested, but he also says that he wasn't responsible for shooting anyone. Well, after some investigation, police dropped the charges against Richardson, but they continue to search for the actual person who did the shooting.
More local headlines here on your Tuesday morning. We go to Robertson County and Greenbrier, where a home explodes and burns to the ground. Now, before we show you the video, we do want to just reassure you everybody's okay.
Everybody is okay, but this is some wild video from the Smoky Barn News, which did report this explosion that happened yesterday on Graceland Way. That's just off of Highway 41. That explosion caused a large fire. The flames so intense that it actually threatened the homes nearby, but crews were able to get it under control. The Robertson County EMA says no one was home during that explosion and no one was hurt. Cause of the fire still unknown.
At 6:26 right now, Greg's working on a couple of weather projects, so he wanted us to leave you a couple of cliff notes here. You've got it. Your 5-star day on tap for today. When's the last time we we're able to tell you we had a 5-star day. Here you go. Bright sunshine, no rain, no fog, above average temperatures, highs in the mid-50s. Going to be a beautiful, cool, crisp kind of day. So I hope you have a chance to get out and enjoy it. Maybe a little extra long walk with the dog and lunch on the patio. So we'll get in with Greg here in just a couple more minutes for more of your weather headlines.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get a live look this morning at I-24 near Sam Ridley Parkway as you make that drive into town. On 24 coming through Smyrna, we're starting to see a bit of a slowdown there. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check those drive times as promised. Here we go, 63 minutes right now in from Murfreesboro to downtown, 65 minutes from Clarksville, and 27 minutes in from Kingston Springs.
Coming up in Operation Crime and Justice, a man facing felony charges over a fight at B&A. We'll tell you what police say happened.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It is 6:30 right now. The breaking news of the morning. Toby Keith, a famous country singer and songwriter, has passed away overnight. We'll let you know what we've learned so far new from his family.
And weather-wise, a 5-star Tuesday is on tap, but rain is in the forecast later this week. We're helping you to map out the rest of your week's forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us over to the west side of town, I-40 near Church Street, where the potholes are still plentiful. We'll tell you more about that coming up in a few.
Justin, thanks. Good morning, and thank you for starting your day with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started this Tuesday morning with some breaking news when it comes to the country music community. Country star Toby Keith passing away at the age of 62.
Now, during his career, Toby Keith won all kinds of awards, CMAs, American Music Awards, 7-time Grammy nominee. So his life and his legacy living on through music.
For sure. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live on Lower Broadway with more on his illustrious career.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So Toby Keith did not open up a bar on Broadway like some of the other country music and other musician stars did, but he did have some bars in his home state of Oklahoma. Now, a post shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, says that the country star passed away peacefully on Monday night. The post also says Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage. Now, we know that the country music star passed away from stomach cancer, and in 2022 the singer announced that to his fans. Keith is known for the hit songs Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy. Now, the musician was 62 years old, and he is survived by his 3 children and his wife. Obviously, our hearts go out to the Keith family during this time. Reporting live on Broadway, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you. And we've heard a lot of folks already sounding off this morning as they're waking up to this news, including Jelly Roll, one of the newcomers and superstars on the music scene. He posted a tribute on his Instagram story saying, quote, "We covered Should Have Been a Cowboy at every show last year." Jelly Roll went on to say, "Toby inspired millions, and I was one of them."
And I love to hear from the fans this morning who are sounding off, telling us their favorite Toby Keith song. So we encourage you to go to our Fox Nashville X account and then sound off. Now listen, we know lots of songs from him, but we're giving you 3 options. Should Have Been a Cowboy, I Love This Bar, Red Solo Cup. Right now, 41.9% of you all say Should Have Been a Cowboy, which was, of course, a chart topper is your favorite, but let us know, and then go to our Fox Nashville Facebook account and leave your memory there too.
I'm looking at some of the other comments, Greg, as we talk about the forecast, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. As good as I once was.
What was the one I was telling you about?
I want to talk about me.
I want to talk about me. Yes, that was so catchy.
And I crunched a couple of numbers before we dive right in here. ACMs, CMAs, and AMAs, the big 3. 86 total nominations.
Wow.
And he brought home 17 of those nominations as awards.
Wow.
So 3 decades worth of music. So that's also what's so great about him. It's generational. Depending upon when you were born or how old you were, you might know a whole different catalog of his music. Taking a look here. What we're talking about is late in the week. The weather right now is gorgeous. We have temperatures that are going to climb back into the mid-50s. We already have the sun coming up. Sunrise is 10 minutes from right now. Rain, though, is the big story later on as we get toward Thursday night into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 waves of rain. Severe threat, very low to close to 0. Flooding risk, very low if not close to 0. Still some uncertainty on timing and exactly how much we're going to get, but it will be Thursday night into Friday, Friday night into Saturday, and then late Saturday into Sunday. It's going to be on and off here for us. And every time we get updates throughout this morning and every morning leading up to Friday, we'll make sure we let you know what we're seeing right here well in advance of when it gets to our doorstep.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get to I-40 at Church Street. That is where we are dealing with still a couple of problems out there in the roads, including a lot of potholes, and you may be able to see them right here as you make your drive into town there on the west side. So far, not causing big problems, but you will see people swerving to miss them occasionally, and even straddling the dotted line there. That is what it takes in order to miss some of those potholes and damages to your tires and to your rim out there this morning. Overall drive times holding steady. 65 minutes in from Clarksville, 63 from Murfreesboro, 27 in from Kingston Springs. We'll continue to watch the roads, but no major interstates tying things up. Crashes on the interstates rather.
In Operation Crime and Justice, want to let you know that Metro Police, they are working to track down this man on your screen right here, upper left-hand corner. He's accused of attacking a woman while she was out running Sunday. It happened over on the Cumberland River Greenway.
Yeah, certainly unsettling. Police tell Fox 17 News as she ran, that woman saw the person and thought he was trying to talk with her, so she stopped. And that's when police say he grabbed her and put her in a chokehold. Again, happening right there off the Greenway. Police report a man threw her into the fence, which caused her to fall, then got on top of her and held her down before finally somebody who was in that area intervened and pulled the guy away.
That person then took off from the area, and according to Metro Police, the man is described as a middle-aged white male with facial hair and tan skin, last seen wearing blue jeans and dark slipper-type shoes. The police report also saying that prior to the attack, he was seen walking away from a nearby homeless camp. If you have any information, maybe you recognize this person, you were asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can also take a closer look by going to fox17.com and searching for this story.
Yeah, we got it posted right there for you right now. Also this morning, we have a man facing charges after police say he hit a pedestrian and then, after being confronted about the whole thing, pulled a gun. This all happening over at the airport. Police able to use surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts to find the person, who they have named as Stephen Gillard. Gillard facing several felony charges and is in custody this morning.
Coming up on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, we have continuing coverage of immigration and the ongoing debate over the border. We're going to share the very latest on the arrival of migrants in Middle Tennessee.
And in our economy,
or get up to $1,000 APR cash on Grand Highlander.
The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
Get severe weather alerts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app. Good morning and welcome in to Fox 17 News this morning, where we're glad to be your live local news team through 9. We have continuing coverage now as hundreds of illegal immigrants could end up in Middle Tennessee. State lawmakers sounding the alarm on the issue.
So let's take a look at a letter that ended up on the city of Franklin's desk, and it gave cities the heads up on this particular plan from immigrants that would be coming in from places like Guatemala, Venezuela, Honduras, and Mexico, and it made particular cities their intended destination. Now, this is sparking conversations on both sides of the aisle, leaving the city of Franklin and one of their representatives, Jake McMallon. Jake McMallon, thank you, with some unanswered questions and some Democrats feeling a little differently. Listen.
We don't even know if they're here yet. So, which is kind of
bigger problem. We don't know who's coming into this country, and it poses a huge safety risk for every one of us.
Nashville is a welcoming city who welcomes all people, and we appreciate and respect the diversity that our community enjoys and drives our city forward.
Now, the city of Franklin did deny our request for an interview, but they told us the letter did not give any details of when those immigrants would come to Middle Tennessee, and the city of Franklin says they've not received any reports of people arriving since they got the letter. Now, we know this is a story of high importance in all of our communities, so we will continue to follow it and keep you updated.
In the meantime, let's get to your forecast. Greg Bobus standing by.
And taking a look here going into the weekend. It's never too soon to start planning and also knowing what you're getting into when you're making those plans. Next, Weather Maker arrives Thursday night into Friday. This is going to be Friday morning, so 3 a.m. going into 7 a.m. Friday morning. Band of weak showers moves through. This is not going to be heavy rain. I do not anticipate any lightning, but it will give us some wet pavement. It will be a windshield wiper situation in the morning. And don't forget your umbrella as you leave the house on Friday itself. Most of Friday afternoon might give us a light rain shower or a quick little sprinkle, but for the most part dry until after sunset. Here's 7 p.m. taking us into the overnight. That's round 2 of rain that moves in. So we have one Thursday night into Friday, one Friday night into Saturday, and then Saturday fairly rainy throughout the day for a good portion of us here. I'd say that if you are south of 40 and if you are east of I-65, you have the best chance at the most consistent and steady rainfall when it comes to hour-by-hour rain. And then Sunday, a few more showers will take us into Monday. We're going to kind of re-rack the system here every afternoon and then bring in more rain each night.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get to I-40, 46th Avenue. They're on the west side of town. As you can see, traffic there moving along nicely. No big problems so far out there on the roads. Of course, that is all subject to change as time moves on. Wanted to show you here 40 at 2nd Avenue there on the South Loop. Also doing fine. Watch out for the potholes. We know some of my co-workers here at Fox 17 have told me I should have listened to you, Justin. I ran into a group of potholes that you told me was going to be here, and I hit them anyway.
All right, Justin, thank you. 6:42 right now. A Tennessee community is mourning the loss of a...
That was a nail biter.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Welcome back. 6:45 is the time where we're talking about politics because Governor Bill Lee mentioning that he wants to give support to public schools as part of his continued promise to give school vouchers for private and religious schools across the mid-state. All of this happening during the State of the State address last night.
Yeah, so a big night in Nashville, and Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live right now to tell us how the governor plans to do both of those things, which Karen, you know, we heard interruptions last night during the speech from people claiming he can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, for some context, Governor Bill Lee has been accused of lacking to provide support for public schools, like the one that I'm currently standing in front of, the whole Jackson Montessori School. And so he plans to promise the students, not just of this school, but other public schools, that when they walk through the doors inside the classroom, that they'll be able to receive a solid education. And again, not just inside the classroom, but also outside the classroom. Now, let me tell you how he plans to do that. He says that first, the state plans to invest more money into the TISA formula. For those who don't know what that is, it is a formula that tests proficiency by 3rd grade, among other things. He also says that he plans to increase teacher retention, but he doesn't say how he plans to do that exactly. Take a listen to what he said during his speech on his vision for schools for 2024.
We have placed an unprecedented focus on public education. I intend to continue to do that every year. We can give parents choice and support public schools at the same time.
Now, as you mentioned, Jen, he was interrupted by people who were just unsatisfied by his commitment to giving school vouchers to private schools and his lack of focus on public schools. So parents are hoping that he does keep to his promise of actually spending some funding and time focusing on the students that go to public schools like the ones behind me. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you very much. 6:47 is your time right now. Well, we got a treat just a few minutes ago as our morning meteorologist Greg Bobus announced we have a 5-star day.
Also, can I take can we, oh, we can't. The sunrise right now, I was looking at our Fox 17 Sky Eye cameras, and it is just beautiful.
We might have the Nissan Stadium camera we could pop up here real quick. I bet our directors could make that happen.
I mean, it's a 5-star Tuesday.
So
it is a 5-star
sunrise,
Tuesday.
maybe.
Look at that. They're pros.
There we go.
They're pros in the back, and it is gorgeous.
Perfect timing, too, because the sunrise happened about 45 seconds ago officially. Yeah. So we hit it right on nose right there.
Thank
Taking a
y'all
look.
for bringing it up.
Thank you so much. We could just sit on this, and I could just chat about how great it is outside. It's cold right now with temperatures in the 30s, but nothing to worry about. That's your day right there. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. You're not going to see a cloud the entire day. We'll be in the 60s later on this afternoon. Or I should say 50s, pushing near 60 later on this afternoon. But just know, getting out the door, winter coat, but crystal clear. It really is a good stretch of weather we have been a part of. Lunch, good patio day. Good day for a walk. Maybe you take the dog out for a little extra time. Go play fetch outside. Or just sit outside for a few minutes and catch a little bit of the breeze with the 50s. Enjoy your lunchtime. It's a really good day. And things will get a little bit worse before they get better. And taking a look, I didn't even know I had the camera already pulled up, so now I made the directors in back push extra buttons. I apologize, but thank you. Hey, why not see it twice? 2 for 1. Taking a look here. Upcoming precipitation chances, they do increase Thursday night into Friday, Saturday, and then go into next week. And everything going to look good here for the next 2 to 3 days. What we're going to do next half hour going into our 7 o'clock half hour is it's going to be dogs of the day for days here. Lots of them we're going to show you. And then also a new look at Future Track always pops up for us when we go into the 7 o'clock half hour and become the only live and local news source. Before we get to 7, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the weekend and look at some temperatures for you.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A famous groundhog predicted an early spring last week, but Mother Nature pressed pause in Reno. The area saw several inches of snow during the weekend, and more is expected in the next day or so. Some pets seem to love it, along with this sunbathing snowman at sunrise. And here's another view of daybreak above the clouds over North Carolina.
Listen to Off the Radar. New episodes every Tuesday.
Circular traffic for you this morning. Let's take a good look at what we're dealing with out here with that traffic from I-24 Haywood Lane. That drive out there from the Antioch area proving to be a bit slow as I was just running into a lot of congestion there in that area. Tons of it there as you make that drive in from Antioch, Smyrna, Laverne, ultimately Murfreesboro. Here's the drive in coming from other areas of town. This is going to include I-40 here, 65 along Hollow Pike on the north side there in Goodlettsville, looking much better than that drive-in from Antioch for sure.
A community in East Tennessee is mourning the loss of a local business owner who died in a fire that burned down her restaurant. Kelly Kehoe died after that fire tore through the Creekside Kitchen and Market in Lafayette just last week.
As Jared Austin reports, homeowners are now trying to come to grips with what happened.
A 50-year-old staple next to Stinking Creek in Lafayette only has burnt metal, wood, and police tape left.
It'll never be forgotten.
People in Lafayette say the Creekside Kitchen and Market was the local hangout for everyone.
It was just a special place. I mean, it's real special.
Ray Reese not only went there daily, but used to own the place in the mid-2000s.
You really miss the people. I mean, it ain't the work you miss so much, but you miss the people when you get attached to them. They come every day, you know, you get attached to them.
Reese says 34-year-old Kelly Kehoe became the owner a couple months ago. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says she was the one they found dead inside. Reese saying he not only feels for Kelly and her family, but also the entire community.
It destroyed me. I just couldn't hardly believe what had happened. And it wasn't the store so much, that lady losing her life, you know, that's the bad thing.
For some, it's more than a local hangout. Miranda Lay Collins used to work there.
Oh, that place meant the world to me. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it was my world at one time.
While everyone mourns the loss of a neighbor and a friend,
it's just devastating.
Some hope new owners rebuild this historic Lafayette hangout in the future.
Oh, man. Well, we do know this morning the cause of that fire is still under investigation. And for all of our friends and folks here who have family and friends in East Tennessee, if you have memories of that place, let us know. That's definitely one that was a hit with a lot of people.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a loophole that allows people accused of violent crimes to be released without facing justice. That includes the story of Julian Ludwig, who came to Belmont University in part because of Nashville's safe reputation. Ultimately, though, she was killed by a stray bullet in November while jogging near campus. The man accused of firing the gun on your screen right here was charged with a serious gun offense 6 months prior, but then set free after being found mentally incompetent to stand trial.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out in society to hurt people.
Tonight on Fox 17 News at 9, we have the latest on the efforts to close that loophole that allows people unable to assist in their defense to walk free. Make sure you join us tonight again on Fox 17 News at 9 for that in-depth report.
At 6:53, Fox 17 News following some breaking news this morning as Metro Nashville Water Services, they are now confirming at least 10 active water main breaks. We're mapping it all out behind you right here, trying to track down the locations of where this is happening. Metro Services says, as expected, they're seeing an increase in those breaks because of that deep freeze followed by today's warmer temperatures. That's when you have those issues. They also tell us that all breaks are relatively small. We're going to continue following this and give you more updates throughout this morning.
Game day getting closer. We'll tell you what it's going to look like when it comes to prices for the Super Bowl and how, hey, you could get a bargain today if you've got the cash to drop. Plus, what's it going to cost you this year to put together that Super Bowl party? We'll take a closer look. And coming up tonight on Fox 17 News at 9+ as we dig deeper this morning.
It's hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy.
Oh, that's the wrong video.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is easy.
6:56 is the time, and right now we're showing you this beautiful live look of the sunrise, talking about our Tuesday on tap. That's going to be, well, a little bit chillier than Monday, but certainly going to be a day for you to go outside, enjoy the patio. We're going to share that full forecast with you in just a couple of minutes.
Greg says we got a 5-star day. Hey, if you want to win a little extra cash, that might make your day even better. We have our big game trivia contest going right now through Fox 17 News this morning. You scan that QR code, you get the chance to win a $100 Visa gift card this morning. And all you're doing is putting your football knowledge to the test. So scan the QR code. It'll give you a link to register to answer today's question. You get it right, you could win that $100 and be entered to win the $5,000 weekly grand prize.
Talking about our economy, many young adults still relying on their parents for financial assistance. There is a new Pew Research study showing that 3 out of 5 parents with adult children gave them some kind of financial help over the past year.
Do you fall in this boat one way or the other? Maybe you're the parent or the adult child. About half of adults under the age of 30 right now are also said to still be living with their parents. Researchers say that trends like getting married later in life, waiting longer to have children, also, I mean, you have to look at the financial situation here, has just created this whole new era between, you know, being a teenager and you graduate college. Maybe you go to college and then you become an adult, but there's this weird in between.
Right, and then you come back home for a little bit. The rising cost of college and student debt is also being blamed for this trend. Or maybe you're like me and you say, Mom, come live with us so we can save some money, Mom.
Or maybe when you got out of college, your parents said, good luck, we're here if you need us, but don't come back.
My parents said that.
There are all different kinds of the spectrum when it comes down to at the end of the day. Taking a look, sneak peek ahead to your weekend, scattered rain both days, no severe weather either day, no flooding, just rain and bands of it that will move in. The tentative timeline for when the rain will be most prevalent, the bigger the bar, the more likely the rain chance. So it's looking like Saturday morning into the afternoon. Best chance on Saturday for some rain showers that die down toward the evening, and then a little bit of a lull going into the overnight and Sunday morning. That's not to say that we're going to be completely rain-free Sunday morning, but the odds of all of us seeing hours worth of showers much better. going into Saturday. And quite frankly, Nashville on south and east have the best chance. The more northwest we get away from Nashville, the less rain we're going to see overall Friday through Sunday. Now, as we turn over to the 7 o'clock half hour soon, I'll have a new look at Future Track and give you your 7-day forecast right out of the gate, and they are both going to be brand new updates. So we'll see you with that in just a few moments.
Steer clear traffic right now, just a minute before 7 o'clock, and we have our first crash of the morning. This is I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard, and I mentioned this is the first crash of the morning. It's really been a very calm, quiet start to this Tuesday. This is off to the right shoulder. You can see I-24 at Old Hickory, but we have T-Dot in that far right lane. We'll get a closer look at this and find out if you need a detour with Justin McFarland in minutes.
We're also talking about the Super Bowl. It's right around the corner. Sunday, you know, ticket prices for the Super Bowl, in case you're trying to track down some tickets. Well, they're not going down. Well, maybe by a little bit. Not too much, really, though. The cheapest ticket is still more than $7,000. That's according to the ticket site TickPick.
Yeah, I will say this. That price is cheaper than what we saw last week. There were some tickets for the game that are $10,000 or more. Not to mention, if you were somebody who thought you might sit in a suite, you're looking at millions for a suite. This one, by the way, still the most expensive in Super Bowl history. 7 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
2024 is the year to make school choice a reality for every Tennessee family.
Focusing on education and the economy, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee giving his State of the State address. Coming up, we're breaking down the keynotes and discussing why his push to expand Tennessee's school voucher program is receiving some mixed reactions.
A sad morning here in Music City. Country music star Toby Keith passed away from battling cancer.
A look at our forecast this morning, starting off with some sunshine, a little bit on the cold side, but the big new development here this morning is a new look at timelining rain late in the week into the upcoming weekend. A brand new look at Future Track coming your way in about a minute or two.
And we also want to start by saying thank you for waking up with us here bright and early on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We've always got you covered live and local through 9 a.m. And let's get straight to our local headlines this hour. We have so many artists, country music television, that's CMT, and many of you responding to the death overnight of country superstar Toby Keith.
Yeah, so right now, Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us out there live on Lower Broadway. She was near Brahman Auditorium sharing some fan reaction. Good morning, Peyton.
Good morning, guys. So we moved a little bit down on Broadway here, and we've got some of the country music stars' bars behind me. We've got Garth Brooks' bar. We've got Hank Williams Jr. We got Alan Jackson's bar. They all have bars down here, but Toby Keith did not. His home state of Oklahoma, he had some bars down there for his name. Now, in a post shared on the singer's Twitter account, well, formerly Twitter account, now X, says the country star passed away peacefully on Monday night. The post says that Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage after battling stomach cancer. In 2022, the singer announced that he was diagnosed with cancer and he was undergoing chemotherapy and radiation treatment for about 6 months. And Keith is known for his hit songs Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy, and also courtesy to the Red, White, and Blue, just some of those great songs that we all know and love. He was 62 years old, survived by his 3 kids and his wife. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you very much. And this morning, so many of you have been sounding off about your memories connected to some of Toby Keith's biggest hits.
Yeah, letting us know what your favorite song is. We are asking over on our Fox Nashville X account for you to sound off. Let us know what you think. I know someone wrote on my Facebook page, Beer for My Horses, which I forgot about.
Yeah. One of the lesser hits, I guess you could say. But yeah, let us know your memories, your reactions, and we'll be sharing them here live and local through 9 a.m.
Parents know what's best for their child's education.
Governor Bill Lee, you heard him right there sharing his vision for the future in his 6th annual State of the State address.
Yeah, and one of the topics causing mixed reaction is Governor Lee's push to expand Tennessee's school voucher program. We have some people who feel like this is going to weaken Tennessee's public schools. But Speaker Cameron Sexton and Chairman Mark White feel like it's going to do the opposite.
Another big topic Governor Lee addressed last night, protecting Tennessee musicians. Our very own Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live from Broadway with more on what this means. Karen, what can you share with us?
Good morning. Well, first, I want you to take a look at Broadway. It is the home of so many musicians here. You can see that there are several people, even at this early morning hour, making their way down this rich musical history. Now, Governor Bill Lee, as you mentioned, is proposing legislation to protect those musicians from things like AI. AI can mimic some of these artists' voices, which ultimately takes away what they have in terms of talents and copyrights. So it is the first of its kind here. And as Tennessee is the music city, I will be talking to a singer coming up in the next half hour regarding how this affects her and what good news this is. Reporting live in Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. And if you would like to catch up on the governor's full address, the State of the State address, go to fox17.com and search State of the State address. We have a full breakdown and complete coverage.
Yeah, you know, and with things like how the budget breaks down, how much of the budget does he want to put to education, how much toward infrastructure. We talk so much about our infrastructure and growing Middle Tennessee. So all that in a breakdown, yeah, as Erica mentioned, at fox17.com. Right now, then, let's check in with Greg Bobus. Greg just keeps bringing the good news, and we're here for it.
Yes, we are. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s, going to creep into the 40s, and eventually the 50s this afternoon. No rain until we get to Thursday and Friday. And Future Track going to confirm that for us. Our Tuesday all the way through today, tomorrow, and the daylight hours of Thursday completely dry, and temperatures well above average, which we will look at. How far above the normal value we're going to be. Taking a look, 3 a.m. This is Thursday into Friday morning. So 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday. That's the first round of rain that begins to move in. And then we'll see a little bit of a break in the afternoon. A couple little light sprinkles will still be out there for a few of us. And then the bigger batch of rain moves in after sunset Friday into Saturday. So we're talking rounds of rain, up to 3 of them. Another one late Sunday into Monday. Now, between the bigger batches, there will be a few lingering light rain showers. Keep that in mind. And a good chunk of our Saturday, we'll be working through some rain, especially right along the Alabama state line. Here's your 7-day forecast, though. Getting us to the weekend is pretty smooth sailing. 56 degrees today, 61 tomorrow, and then low 60s for the rest of this week into the upcoming weekend.
Stay clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest going on out there on I-24. This is at Old Hickory Boulevard coming in from the Antioch and Cambridge area. This particular crash is causing a massive slowdown as you make that drive in from places like the Laverne area, from Smyrna. You can see how easily the traffic gets by here once it passes this crash, but back behind it, look at how crowded it is. I just checked the drive time. We don't have a graphic ready, but I can tell you for myself, the drive time coming in from Murfreesboro to downtown is about an hour and 20 minutes right now. An hour and 20 minutes. That means if you left Murfreesboro right now, you wouldn't arrive to downtown Nashville till around 8:27, okay? So it's going to be a bit of a drive out there if you leave the house right now. Other than that, north side of town also looking pretty slow. You can take Ellington Parkway as a good way to steer clear of this typical backup.
I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
Looking ahead, we're taking a deep dive into the case of Gary Sutton, who's sitting on Tennessee's death row awaiting his execution date. But 32 years after the crime, some say there are serious questions about his guilt. Is the wrong man behind bars? Decide for yourself. Dennis Ferrier sharing the case at 7:45.
Plus, Wilson County Schools says they've got 180 fourth graders that are
a crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. And new this morning, there's 180 fourth graders in Wilson County who may not have the opportunity to move on to the 5th grade. What's holding them back? Well, they're not showing adequate growth when it comes to reading. Now, who determines what adequate growth is? Well, that is still up in the air. They've got to take a state reading test. And unlike the 3rd graders, fourth graders do not have the option to do things like summer school or extra classes. In order to move on to the next grade, it's this test or nothing.
At this point, we can't tell a family in fourth grade, here's where your child exactly has to score. We don't know, because they're going to have to run the statistics on those probabilities. And so that puts us in an uneasy position, because we really want to be upfront and tell parents this is where your child has to be, and not a vague answer of, oh, they have to make adequate growth. But we are our hands are tied at this point.
So what is adequate growth exactly? Well, she's going to break it down for us coming up here in our 8 o'clock hour. Keep in mind that there is no summer school for the fourth graders or any other types of options that can be done at this particular moment. That could all change, though, as the State Board of Education could change the rules when they meet a little bit later this month. We'll see.
7:11, time to take a look at your forecast here this morning, and we are starting off with some sunshine. Temperatures starting to climb a little bit, but they'll really get a big surge after about 9-10 o'clock, and the sun has been up for a couple of hours. Nothing that's going to slow you down here when it comes to weather. Kids at the bus stops that are finishing up their routes this morning, yeah, I hope we had a decent jacket this morning, or if we're not out the door yet, grab one before you do. We'll go to 40 degrees at 9 a.m., 44 degrees while the kids are doing all the learning, and then when they get home later today, we'll be in the 50s and still sunny. So a great day from start to finish for us here. We'll take a look ahead to the rest of this fantastic week and your 5-Star Tuesday. Also, continue to track any updates for the upcoming weekend. Rain in the forecast. We're going to have 4 days that give us 3 different rounds of rain. A lot to unpack with that weekend, and we'll start doing it here coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the latest happening here on the south and east side. This is going to be I-24. Coming in from the south and east side as you make that drive in from the areas like Antioch, Smyrna, Laverne, places like that. As you can see, traffic moving in, but we are running into some problems here on the shoulder of the road. As you can see, it is blocking things up and backing things up as well. The best way to steer clear is going to be using Murfreesboro Pike to try and get around this, because the backup back behind this is stretching things out to about an hour-and-a-half drive coming in from Murfreesboro right now. Other than that, we're doing just fine. Not great. This is not great. This is typical for this time of the day. I-24 at the 65 junction. We'll continue to watch things as we continue on this morning. Julian Ludwig, a Vanderbilt University student, killed by a stray bullet back in November while jogging near campus. Coming up next on Fox 17 News this morning, we're going to have the latest on the efforts to fight for justice in her particular case. Plus, we're watching the flames in Robertson County as one particular neighborhood got quite a scare.
Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning, 7:16, Operation Crime and Justice. Today, a bill to close a loophole that would allow defendants accused of violent crimes to be released back to society without conviction is about to be taken up at the State House.
Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino joining us, giving us an update about the very latest on Jillian's Law and how it's making an impact, Kelly.
That's right, guys. We have been following this case, this harrowing situation since November. We know that 18-year-old Jillian Ludwig was from New Jersey. She started her school career at Belmont University. She was an aspiring musician, blessed with absolutely beautiful talent, a beautiful voice. She played the guitar. But as Jillian was jogging in a park just a couple blocks from her dorm, she was killed by a stray bullet. Now, what we know about the shooter, what police say, he admitted to opening fire. It's very disturbing. The rap sheet that this person has, 29-year-old Shaquille Taylor, charges in the past including robbery and aggravated burglary. Now, 2 years ago, he was charged with opening fire into a car with a woman inside as well as 2 children. But that case was dismissed in April of last year. Here's why. 3 court-appointed doctors deemed Taylor incompetent to stand trial, saying he was on a kindergarten level intellectually because of a brain disability at birth. Now, that said, they also found that Taylor did not meet the standards to be committed into a mental health facility. So He was released without conviction, without jail time, without inpatient services. Just 6 months later, that's when he opened fire, that stray bullet, killing Jillian.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out into society to hurt people.
That was Jillian's mother, Jessica Ludwig, testifying before our state legislator. Now, a newly proposed law, Jillian's Law, would make any offender deemed incompetent to stand trial committed then to a mental health facility for treatment until they are deemed safe to return to society, or the law makes certain if they are not committed that they will receive those services and very close watch and oversight from medical professionals and the court as well.
And you just feel for those parents having to go through the unimaginable. So tell us what is happening today with this bill.
Well, last week, the bill had its first run through a committee, a criminal justice committee, bipartisan support. It was passed unanimously. It goes again before another committee, several committees here, before ultimately they hope it is passed. It seems like it will be passed without a problem. Again, unanimous with bipartisan support last week.
And we'll be back here tomorrow morning giving you an update on what happened today.
Absolutely, and a more in-depth story tonight at 9 o'clock. There's a lot going on here.
All right, Kelly Avellino, thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning. Now we're going to check in for that forecast. Get outside, get on the porch.
Yeah, get moving, get outside, enjoy it. And this is a Tuesday. We don't get many of them like this when it's early February. It's a Tuesday of all days, and almost everything is going for us here, and going very well, might I add. A few more days that'll be on the dry side today, tomorrow, and Thursday. All above average temperatures for every single afternoon. 50s today, and then back to the 60s tomorrow. 60s continue all the way into the weekend. The next weather maker, though, that does move in, it's going to bring in a rainy stretch for us here, and that's going to be late Thursday into Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and we will track it for you. But right now, one of our dogs of the day, we have Riley, sent in by Joy and Jason Kyle from Nashville. And I think Riley's like, okay, yeah, Super Bowl, all that, but I want the Titans back on the field. Got to wait a little bit, buddy. 57 degrees later on this afternoon. And then Sable, our dog of the day, watching Dog of the Day. Well done, Sable. Betty, thank you for the picture. We're going to be in the 50s all afternoon long. How do you send in your photos? You go to Facebook, meteorologist Greg Bobus, the pinned post. You post it right there. You'll see your dog right here on Fox 17 News this morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. All right, let's get to it here on I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard, making that drive in from the Antioch area. You can see for yourself this particular crash here. They've got a fire engine involved now. An ambulance has arrived on the scene. TDOT is blocking off a lane. It's at a rough spot here at I-24, very close to the Old Hickory Boulevard exit in Antioch and Cane Ridge. Here is the drive time coming in, and let me tell you, it's not good. Not doing Murfreesboro this time, just Smyrna. How about that? A little bit closer. 70 minutes right now from Smyrna into downtown Nashville. Smyrna is around, call it exit 70 there, Almaville Road, the Nissan plant, around the Sam Ridley Parkway area into town. We're talking about a solid hour. You could try to use Murfreesboro Road, that's Highway 41 here, but it too runs into all kinds of drama right there in the middle of the Smyrna area. So just know you're going to need some more patience if you plan to get into town that way. Let's take you out towards Dickson this morning. Dickson into downtown at about an hour. We've got a slowdown here around the Pegram, McCrory Lane area. You can take Highway 70 as a good way to steer clear.
Justin, thanks. A local news update right now regarding a home over in Greenbrier that exploded, going up in flames. And we do want to show you the video here. Oh my goodness, look at all that smoke, the heavy flames. This was reported as an explosion that happened yesterday morning on Graceland Way. That is just off of Highway 41. And you can see those flames from the fire were so intense that they threatened nearby homes. Thankfully, though, crews able to get it all under control.
Robertson County EMA says nobody was home during this explosion, thankfully. Therefore, we have no injuries to report, and you could see several groups teaming up to help aid in this. They're still working to figure out the cause.
Remembering a country music icon, country singer Toby Keith has died at the age of 62 after a battle with stomach cancer. We are live near the Ryman Auditorium with his life and legacy.
And this morning we bring you a live look over toward Nissan Stadium. The Tennessee Titans new coach that Brian
Serious accidents. If you've been injured, ask around. I'll bet someone you trust will tell you, get Hughes and Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Hey there. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 7:25 is your time. Let's talk baseball.
All right.
A live look over at First Horizon Park, home of our Nashville Sounds. Hey, did you know this? Spring training.
Hey.
Spring training starts in 16 days.
That sounds about right. You know,
Yes.
we are in February after all. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's time for pitchers and catchers to start reporting there, and they get ready for that baseball season. We're also talking about the promotional schedule for your Nashville Sounds for the 2024 season over there at First Horizon Park. It's a 75-game slate, and it does include 31, it's a record, 31 giveaways and 15 post-game fireworks show, and many, many different types of themes and specialty nights.
Opening day here in Nashville, because we were talking about spring training starting February 22nd, but opening day in Nashville is set for Tuesday, April 2nd at 6:35 p.m.
Well, from the Sounds to the Tennessee Titans, let's hear it for the Two-Tone Blue as they have now named their new offensive and defensive coordinators. They made the announcement a few days ago, but now it's official.
That's
as
right.
the team has come out with it here. We're talking about Denard Wilson coming over from the Baltimore Ravens. His defense ranked one of the best in the league when it comes to points allowed and sacks.
All right, new offensive coordinator official now as well. Nick Holtz coming to the Titans from the Jaguars. Last season, the Jags ranked 9th in passing yards per game, 13th in points scored.
Well, we are always looking to keep you informed on all of the top stories. If you would like to read up on more things happening with the Titans or other things that we've covered, you can go visit our website, fox17.com, and visit us on all of our social media accounts.
Greg, are you excited for a baseball season?
You have no idea. Oh, I can't wait. It's almost like baseball weather outside right now.
Yeah.
We're talking 60s and sunshine for almost the next 5 days in a row before this happens. The weekend gets here and then scattered rain showers both days, Saturday and Sunday. No severe weather. Also, no flooding. So we have no code red weather, but several batches of rain. A look at future tracks as we go into our 7:30 half hour in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get it going here to I-24. This is that drive coming in from Old Hickory Boulevard down there in the Smyrna and Laverne area. Things are slow this morning. You can take the drive down Murfreesboro Pike is the best way to steer clear of that crash. There are 24 at OHB.
Right now, we are remembering country music icon Toby Keith. We're taking a look at some of the comments that all of y'all are sharing over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page. As you can imagine, reactions are pouring in. A lot of folks saying, yeah, prayers for the families. And then one person writing right here, this one hurts big time. I absolutely loved his voice, his songwriting, and his personality. He was the best. Rest in heaven, Toby. A lot of y'all are just talking about how he was an absolute supporter of the troops of America and talking about how he was a true legend. There will never be anyone other than Toby Keith. If you want to sound off, do so by heading to our Fox Nashville Facebook and X account. Let us know what you think. We'll be sharing comments throughout 9 a.m.
All right, Erica, thank you. The Nashville Ballet is kicking off the brand new year with the return of a popular series. We've got an interview coming up at 8:15 with all the information about where you can purchase tickets and more. Karen?
We call a code red weather alert.
No, we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your code red station.
A sad morning here in Music City. Country music star Toby Keith passed away after battling cancer.
Forecast waking up here to sunshine already. We're going to be in the 50s later on this afternoon. Carefree and easy going for your Tuesday, but that's not the case by the time we get to the weekend. 3 rounds of rain before we even get through Sunday. I'll track them in your forecast.
I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard coming through Antioch. Things are slow because of a multi-car crash. We're going to tell you how slow they are coming up in a second.
A lot to get to, but we do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m.
We're going to get started with breaking news when it comes to our country community. We're following that country star Toby Keith has passed away at the age of 62.
You might have known, especially if you follow country music here in Nashville, that Toby Keith had been sick for a couple of years. He was diagnosed with stomach cancer and had been undergoing treatments for that. And boy, did he leave a mark on the music industry. To take a closer look at that, Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live in the heart of downtown Nashville.
Good morning, Erica and Jen. So Toby Keith never opened up a honky-tonk on Broadway like some of his other music friends, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Hank Williams Jr. They've opened up bars, to name a few, but Toby Keith was actually from Oklahoma, and he had a few bars down there, or honky-tonks, in his name. Now, on X, formerly known as Twitter, the account says that the country star passed away peacefully on Monday night. The post also says that Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage. In 2022, the singer announced he was diagnosed with stomach cancer and let his fans know that he was undergoing treatment for about 6 months, radiation and chemotherapy. And Keith is known for some of the hit songs, Red Solo Cup and I Should Have Been a Cowboy, just to name a few. Again, he was 62 years old, survived by his wife and 3 children. Live on Broadway, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you. Tributes certainly pouring in across social media. CMT tweeting this morning saying, quote, CMT is deeply saddened to learn of the tragic loss of country music legend Toby Keith. Our hearts go out to his wife, Trisha, his children, and loved ones during this difficult time.
We're also hearing from John Ritz chiming in this morning on social media. The superstar writes, waking up to the terrible news that our friend and legend Toby Keith has passed away from cancer. He was a true patriot, a first-class singer-songwriter, and a bigger-than-life kind of guy. He will be greatly missed.
Tennessee is a remarkable place with passionate people, an unrivaled culture, and deep-rooted traditions.
Governor Lee sharing his vision for the future in his 6th annual State of the State address.
At one of his top priorities, and we've heard about it even leading up to the speech last night, outside of education, is protecting our music industry. And if you're wondering, protecting the industry from what? Artificial intelligence is one of the hot topics.
Yeah, Governor Lee says Tennessee is the #1 state for the music industry jobs. Right now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live to explain how he's working to ensure it continues. Hi there, Karen.
Hi, good morning, Jen and Erica. Well, the proposed legislation is the first of its kind. And as you mentioned, it would protect musicians from having their voices basically impersonated by AI. And right here at Jason's Aldean's, we see a ton of singers come through here to showcase their talents. And I actually spoke with a musician who sings here and Broadway along with other parts of Nashville and the country. Her name is Sasha McVeigh. We're here with her right now, and she tells us what she thinks of this proposed legislation.
I think it's much needed. I think AI technology is such an unprecedented thing. Nobody really knew how it was going to work. I don't think people even necessarily thought that it could be used in the music space. And now we're seeing, particularly on social media, I'll log onto my phone to engage with my fans, and the first thing that will pop up is a video or an audio file of a singer like Taylor Swift singing a song by Drake, or Harry Styles singing a Jason Aldean song, and it sounds real. It sounds realistic. If that was put up on Spotify, it could be marketed as something that was released by that artist, and it's just not. So I think there needs to be some acknowledgement of that, and it has to be regulated.
Well, it's a good thing that Governor Bill Lee did propose that, and we're hoping to see how it ends up turning out. Now, for the next half hour, we're going to be talking to Sasha here about the death of the beloved musician Toby Keith. Reporting live in Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. It sounds like Karen might be on her way to another news story. So we're going to see what all the sirens were about there in the heart of downtown Nashville. But Karen, thank you for that report. Let's check in with Greg now. He's got the future track.
Yes, we do. We're going to work our way all the way through the next 3 days with one click of the button, just like yesterday. A lot of good weather ahead of us. We have the sunshine already. We have temperatures that'll be in the 50s this afternoon. Great day to get out from start to finish. However, by Thursday, things change. This is Thursday night into Friday. Our next weather maker approaches then. Might as well get into it right now so we know what's coming our way for the weekend. Taking a look at 3 a.m. This is again Friday morning, 7 a.m. We will actively be tracking some rain on the radar for the kids going to school and for the morning commute on Friday. Will it be heavy rain? No, but it will be out there. Wet pavement, windshield wipers, umbrella in the back seat of the car, all of those things. Future track through 1 o'clock, we get a little bit of a break. Still some specks of green on the radar, but nothing well organized. Friday night into Saturday, we bring in another batch of some rainfall here. And this one will be a little more persistent and a little bit heavier. Darker green meaning heavier rain. This is overnight Friday into Saturday morning. And then we have a little more rain that moves in Saturday late in the day and another batch Sunday into Monday. So plenty more to talk about in your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic. We're still following that crash coming in on I-24, very close to Old Hickory Boulevard. We'll tell you the best way to deal with this when we come back.
Pelham Stem Cell Institute. It might be the call that changes your life.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
7:40 is the time in Operation Crime and Justice. We have new information about 2 deadly car crashes that happened over the weekend in the city of Murfreesboro.
All right, so let's get to the first one here. Police confirming a car hit and killed 76-year-old Terry Saig on Medical Center Parkway as he was riding his bike on the sidewalk. The car then hit another cyclist, according to police, who is still in the hospital. We understand right now the driver is not facing charges.
And new information this morning is Murfreesboro police say that 2 people on motorcycles crashed into a Tesla that's happened on Northwest Broad Street. Now officers believe that the riders were speeding, switching lanes, and hit the car. A 24-year-old named Delane Wilson was killed. Now, we will continue to bring you updates as soon as we learn more information about this particular crash.
It is 7:41. We mentioned, and I saw, Greg's eyes kind of perk up a minute ago at the mere mention of spring training almost
here.
There
we go.
And Greg,
So
you said,
close.
the weather kind of feels like spring training a little bit.
60 and
So
sunshine.
nice.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
like, where's the popcorn, Cracker Jacks, and the, Star Spangled Banner and the whole 9 yards? Bring it. And this is the weather we've got for really great today and tomorrow. So we'll quickly get through the near future and get you back into what we need to know for the weekend. Metro Center, sun is up. You got it all day long. Don't worry about it. Right back to the weekend. If you have weekend plans, here we are. This is what's going to end up being the situation. Early in the day, Saturday, even Friday night into Saturday, best chance for rain. Rain dies down a little bit. Still some on the radar, but not widespread coverage. Late Saturday and then Sunday, very hit and miss light rain showers. No severe weather. Also, we have no flooding potential as of right now. Those are both really good things because we could use some scattered rain showers to help catch up on the drought we've been stuck with. 56 degrees today, 61 tomorrow, 62 degrees for Thursday, and then we'll work into that rain but keep it warm for the weekend.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you a quick look here at I-24 Old Hickory Boulevard as you make that drive in from the Antioch area, from Smyrna, from Laverne. It's a slow drive right now. That drive is looking at close to an hour or so as you make that drive in from the Smyrna area in Rutherford County. The backup behind that crash also extremely slow. We'll continue to keep you up to date as the morning goes on.
Right now, though, at 7:42, Fox 17 News, we're continuing to update our breaking news this morning, talking about the death of country music legend Toby Keith. We're taking a look at some of the comments that y'all are writing over on our Facebook page, and this one really caught my attention, so I do want to read it to you. It is a comment from Birdie Ward Silvas, who wrote, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, talking about her favorite song. But he had so many great songs. I really don't think I could choose just one. We have lost a true patriot and a great country artist. Toby is going to be missed. And she also talked about her privilege of seeing him and the love that he had for our troops and our country. May it continue to shine on in his songs forever. If you want to let us know what you think your favorite Toby Keith songs, go to our Fox Nashville Facebook and also our X account. We'll be sharing them up until 9 a.m.
7:43, getting it right before it's too late. We're going to tell you about the brand new evidence casting doubt on the guilt of Gary Sutton, who has been on Tennessee's death row for 3 decades.
Is that in your background said former U.S. Marine. You can trust them. I knew when you'd say something to me, I didn't have to wonder if you were telling me the truth.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now, 7:46. Fox 17 News investigates the case of a man sitting on death row for 32 years after being convicted with his uncle of a double murder in the foothills of the Smokies. But there's new evidence raising serious questions about Gary Sutton's guilt.
And as Fox 17 News investigates, Dennis Ferrier shows us this new investigation started by an old flame.
Yeah, it really was. And now a group of lawmakers are getting involved in the case. A brand new witness has come forward, and a key piece of evidence is being questioned by anyone who sees it.
Carolyn Miller fell in love with a young Gary Sutton a long time ago. His conviction and time ended their relationship. But years later, on a chance phone call, old feelings came up.
When I talked to him, it was just like all these things came rushing back in, and I knew it was just the Gary that I've always known. And so I just started doing research.
Sutton's case had cobwebs, 32 years old, no movement and no money to move it. His brother said the family did everything they could.
Well, I tried to help him all I could, but every time, every door I'd open, it would close. Every door opened and closed. We get lawyers, we spend every dime we had. My daddy spent every dime he had.
Carolyn decided to spend her time and money to try to prove Sutton's innocence. And so she hired Nashville private detective Heather Cohen to reinvestigate the case. Cohen's investigation brought out all kinds of new discovery.
At the root of this whole story, it is a love story. It's a story of a woman that never stopped loving a man who was convicted for a crime that he didn't commit, and so she just set out to prove his innocence, and that's where I come in.
Tommy Griffin was found shot to death near this creek in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. His sister Connie was found burned alive in her car the next county over. But first, Tommy Griffin. Next to his body, 2 shotgun shells, perfectly side by side like a Roman numeral 2. Those shells were linked to shells found at Gary Sutton's uncle's home. It was a big part of the prosecution. But wait, those shotgun shells landed perfectly side by side during a murder? That is so unlikely, people with no connection to the case are asking questions. Longtime Lawrence County Mayor T.R. Williams.
It looked like somebody planted them. They're side by side. I'm an old country boy. I've owned a shotgun. I've shotgun. Shells don't project out of a shotgun and fall side by side. That never happens.
State Senator Paige Wally says there is too much evidence to not reconsider.
I just want to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it. And there seems to be enough evidence to me to warrant another look.
State Senator Wally, State Representatives Doggett and Capley, along with County Mayor Williams, wrote a letter to Governor Lee asking for a stay of execution pending a review of the case. This all after a 2-hour meeting with Detective Cohen. In that meeting, they discovered there's a new witness, Tina Hartman, who we found in Kentucky, finally ready to tell her story. What a story. Hartman's throat was cut in a campground shower. This man, Lester Johnson, was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault. The 2 dead people were witnesses in this case against Lester Johnson.
When Connie and Tommy didn't show, and I could see the alarm on my attorney's faces and the whispering and I knew it was even more serious.
Lester Johnson walked from those charges. The 2 witnesses who never testified against him, Tommy Griffin and Connie Branham, were murdered.
He gets out on February the 21st, 1992. That afternoon, Tommy Griffin went missing.
Hartman says her family was also threatened.
They called my grandmother after shooting up her house and burning her barn. They told her, you tell Tina that she's next after Connie and Tommy.
Hartman says she kept all of this a secret because she was afraid for her family.
Gary deserves his life back. He's probably going to be mad that it took me 30 years to do it. But I had a family to protect. And most of those people are dead now. And I feel like it's now or never for Gary.
And keep in mind, Tommy Griffin and Gary Sutton were best friends with no history of conflict. Even the prosecution admitted at trial Gary Sutton did not have a motive. Even further, they admitted they had no evidence against Gary Sutton, that if they tried him by himself, they had no case.
The district attorney stood up and he said, Your Honor, he said, this would be a nightmare if you done that. He said, because if you do, we'll have to let Mr. Sutton go.
There are 2 more witnesses that were key to the prosecution who now say that their testimony was either manipulated or part of it was left out, and we re-interviewed them. And we're doing that story next week. So there are a lot of there are too many holes in this case for even one story. That's why
and
we're
hearing
spending
from
so much
Hartman
time.
from Kentucky sharing that perspective.
Isn't that something? I mean, that's what you call an alternate suspect, right?
Yeah.
Someone who, because, you know, you look at Gary Sutton, there's no motive. This was his best friend. There's no history of a fighter. They were best friends. He didn't know money, anything. There is zero motive. Well, there's always a motive, right? There has to be some kind of motive. There's not.
Me personally, watching your stories and following this, I want to know who put the casings there. That's just me. I know we don't have that answer.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, they don't fall like that out of a shotgun.
And what about Sutton and his current situation?
Well, you know, he's just in jail.
So
you know,
he's still waiting?
No, he's waiting. I've talked to him. He's in my story next week. We did a phone interview, but yeah, he's just waiting to see what they're going to do.
All right,
at one point, he was scheduled to die.
Follow up next week.
Next week,
All right.
next week.
We'll look forward
right
to
here.
it.
See
Dennis,
you next Tuesday.
Thank you so much. Right now, we're going to check in on your forecast just 8 minutes before 8 o'clock right now.
What's going on for us this start
Oh, let's check Greg's mic. Greg, let's make sure your mic is ready to rock and roll. And if it's not, okay, it's not. So we've got you covered here. Let's look at the current conditions right now in downtown Nashville. Bustling to start your Tuesday morning, 38 degrees, but look at the sunshine and blue skies. Greg has already told us this is a 5-star day. So if you want to get out and enjoy maybe a walk or a jog, you're going to be able to do that with no problems. Looks like about 48, maybe 50 degrees by lunchtime.
I'm back, y'all. Oh, no, I'm not. Justin, over to you.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Here we are on I-65 at Harpeth Drive as you make that drive in the Harpeth River area, as I should say. You can see the traffic there getting by, even though we do have a major crash here on the shoulder of the road. That entire HOV lane clogged up right now with several cars, so that is slowing things up as you make that drive in from the Franklin area. They were also dealing with the leftovers of this crash. I-24 as you make that drive in from Old Hickory Boulevard, coming in from the Smyrna and Laverne area. Here are your overall drive times, and they're not good. 51 minutes in from Franklin, 79 minutes in from Murfreesboro, 50 minutes in from Hendersonville. Lots of congestion no matter which side of town that you're coming in from.
All right, Justin, thank you so much. Still ahead here on the Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, a very good boy, where this retired K9 is going to spend out his golden years.
And cuteness overload. We continue the theme right now.
Batteries completely free. Don't forget to ask about our VIP Advantage program as well. Hurry into Ford of Columbia today. We don't need another car dealer. We need a better one.
Good morning, welcome back. Time right now is 7:57. Taking a look at the forecast and what is new this morning as you're waking up. Well, look outside. It's not raining, but it will be by the end of the week. So let's just start getting to what's coming our way. Right now, we're talking about sunshine, temperatures that are going to be in the 50s later on this afternoon. We are dry all the way through Thursday. What I mean through Thursday is you're going to see on the 7-day forecast it has a little 30% chance of rain. It's after sunset, so all the daylight hours are dry. Scattered rain, though, for multiple days starting Thursday night all the way through the weekend and out of the weekend. Timing is key when it goes to the weekend. It will not rain the entire time, and we'll look at future track going into our 8 o'clock half hour. Brand new update of the timeline as of right now. No flooding, no severe weather, so we are all clear. This is what I meant about the 7-day forecast and that 30% chance. That is going to be well after dinner time going into the nighttime hours. Scattered showers early in the morning on Friday, then another batch overnight Friday night into Saturday, and another one Saturday night into Sunday. So most of our rain is going to come during our sleeping hours. However, there will still be some showers on and off during the daylight as well. Best practice, leave a little bit early. Know you're going to be using the windshield wipers. Know where your umbrella is at, but also indicate right there when it comes to what you're going to wear. We're still going to be in the 60s even though we have the rain.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a look here at I-65 at the Harpeth River Bridge as you make that drive out and about there. So heads up as you make that drive in. They've got some crashes over there in the far shoulder. The HOV lane is continuing to be clogged up here. The Tennessee Highway Patrol moving in and out here. So really rough accident with lots and lots of fire department personnel there on that scene. This is the other scene we're watching, and that's I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard as you make that drive in from the Antioch and Cane Ridge area. The backup is really bad. Here is a look at your drive times as we get into our 8 o'clock hour. Still 51 minutes coming in from Franklin, 79 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro, and an ugly 50 minutes in from Hendersonville. We'll continue to watch things for you as we move on.
Thanks, Justin. And for the second week in a row, Tennessee gas prices starting to climb. Maybe you noticed this. I sure did. Over the last week, pump prices moving 5 cents more expensive. Our state's gas price average right now sitting at about $2.84. That's 13 cents more expensive than 1 month ago.
Yeah, and listen, everybody wants to save money, so we make it easy for you to do that through our website, fox17.com. If you head to the website, you click on fuel gauge on the drop-down menu, and it'll show you this map. This is an interactive map so that when you find a price that looks good to you in the area where you're traveling, you can click on that, find the address, and then fill up and save yourself a few bucks.
Trending now, the Clarksville Police Department honoring one of its favorite crime fighters who is calling it a career. You have to see this story. Yeah, it's a police dog. Arlo officially retiring. He started in September of 2018 as a 14th-month old patrol service dog. He was later promoted to the rank of sergeant.
Now, we understand some medical issues led to the decision to have him retire. Arlo going to spend his golden years with his current handler. Good dog, and thanks for your service.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A sad morning here in Music City. Country music star Toby Keith passed away after battling cancer.
Forecast sunshine for right now, however, by the time we get to the weekend, we are exchanging sunglasses for umbrellas. How much rain we could see by the end of the weekend in your forecast.
Ugly morning driving in from the south side. This is going to be 65 at the Harpeth River Bridge down in Brentwood. We're going to tell you the best way to steer clear of this multi-car crash.
A lot to get to, but we do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here bright and early on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We've got you covered live and local through 9 a.m. and the breaking news story we continue to update all morning long. The news from overnight that country superstar Toby Keith has lost his battle with cancer.
And we do have team coverage. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live downtown. As many folks are waking up to this news and then sharing their reaction, Peyton, so what can you share with us?
Well, good morning, Erica and Jen. So Toby Keith did not have a bar on Broadway like some of the other country music stars do, like Garth Brooks, to name a few, who just opened Friends in Low Places. Now, Toby Keith did have bars, or he does have bars in Oklahoma, and that's his home state. But on X, formerly known as Twitter, his account says the country star passed away peacefully on Monday night. The post also says that Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage, and that he was battling stomach cancer. And in 2022, the singer announced to his fans that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer and he was undergoing chemo and radiation treatment for about 6 months and seemed to be doing well. Now, Keith is known for the hit songs Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy, and also some other great hits as well. Now, Keith was 62 and he's survived by his wife and 3 children. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you. And we have team coverage this morning on this top story. Nashville, of course, Music City, USA, and country music fans from all over are weighing in.
Certainly. Fox 17 News' reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live, interviewing a local musician on the impact this is going to have on their country music industry. Hi there, Karen.
Hi there. Well, dozens of performers that work at these bars say that they look up to Toby Keith and are saddened by his passing, including Sasha McVeigh, who works not only at Jason Aldean's, but here on Broadway and all across the country. Sasha, what's your reaction to Keith's passing?
It's incredibly sad. I mean, he's a legend. I think it's incredible that we got to see him perform in September at the People's Choice Awards, and that they awarded him the Country Icon Award. I've probably sung Should Have Been a Cowboy more times than maybe any other song. 62 seems like so young nowadays, but he fought a really good fight, and I think he kind of made his peace with what was happening to him. I just kind of wish, obviously, his family and just the music community had gotten some more time with him.
Yes, and of course we do offer our condolences to his family and to those who knew him, even here in the Music City, where he eventually ended up here for his career. We'll have more for you in the next half hour. Reporting live in Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. We've been hearing from Country Music Television, the Country Music Awards folks. So many people sounding off this morning, expressing their condolences, but you are sounding off this morning as well. And we have seen your votes and your comments over on our twitter.com poll. We asked, what is your favorite Toby Keith song?
Right here you can see 43.1% saying should have been a cowboy. Certainly a lot of hits, not that we can all list them all here, but go ahead, let us know what you think. Head to our X account, sound off, plenty of time to go ahead and cast your vote.
8:04 is your time, and sunshine. That's the one word for today. It's going to be a very easy one. Not quite as warm as yesterday, but not bad. 50s later on today. When you can say 50s and it's the early week, first week of February, that's a good place to be. Sunglasses for today, that is your necessary accessory, especially if you want to have some lunch on the patio. Where do we go from the temperatures that are on the right side of your screen every morning all the way until 9 o'clock? Well, here's where we go by 11. 48 degrees, 52 at noon, 55 at 1 p.m. Whether you're just walking to go pick up lunch from somewhere or you have a chance to eat outside, it might be a good one for it because we have some rain moving in later in the week. Taking a look at it right here, this is Thursday night into Friday. That's our next weather maker. This is going to impact us for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're going to finish Future Track for you during all 4 of those days and take a look at your 7-day forecast on the other side of this in about 6 minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you at 8:05. Here's a look at what you can face out there on that drive coming in from I-65 near the Harpeth River Bridge in the Brentwood area. Tennessee Highway Patrol and the fire department on the scene of a crash that is blocking up that entire HOV lane and causing for a very slow go. Coming in from the Franklin and Brentwood side, you want to take Highway 31 to Franklin Pike. That's going to be your best bet to steer clear of this particular mess. Here is the drive coming in from I-24 at Waldron Road. We were dealing with a multi-car crash about a mile from here, closer to Old Hickory Boulevard. That crash is now cleared, but the backup is still with us. Overall drive time still about an hour and 15 minutes from Murfreesboro into downtown. You can try your luck with Murfreesboro Road as the best way to steer clear.
I just want to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
Looking ahead, we're taking a deep dive into the case of Gary Sutton, who's sitting on Tennessee's death row awaiting his execution date. But 32 years after the crime, some say there are serious questions about his guilt. Is the wrong man behind bars? Decide for yourself as Dennis Ferrier shares the case. That's coming up at 8:45.
And Wilson County parents, listen up. The school system says they've got 180 fourth graders that are in danger of being
half off or get 0% interest for 84 months. Going on now only at Ashley.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
.09 is the time, and new this morning, there's 140 fourth graders in Wilson County who may not be able to move on to the 5th grade. So what is holding them back? Well, it's the state reading test, and what they have to do is show adequate growth on the state reading test in order to move on. So what is adequate growth exactly? Like, how high do they have to score in order to move on? Well, they've got a formula, and they're going to explain it to us. Let's see if you can follow it.
Adequate growth is, I can tell you the formula. It's the probability that they will score at the met expectations level in the 4th grade minus 50 divided by 8 is the formula.
I'm not faulting our district at all. We have to go by the rules that we know, even if they're not finalized, and that's what we're doing. We're just waiting for them to catch up.
Now, keep in mind that for the 4th graders here, there is no way for them to bypass this. In other words, they can't take summer school and then get a good grade in summer school and then move on to 5th grade after that. It's the state reading test or nothing. Now, that could change when the State Board of Education meets a little bit later this month.
8:10 your time, and let's take off right where we left off last time I saw you. Here we are, Future Track. Thursday night into Friday morning. This is our next chance for rain, and it's going to be on and off, so get ready for it here. Buckle up. Here's the timing. Taking a look, 3 a.m. on your Friday going to 7 o'clock Friday morning. Lighter the green, lighter the rain. So kind of pockets of rain coming down during the morning drive on Friday. I'll be standing right here tracking it for you as we're getting out the door together to kick off the last day of the work week. 1 o'clock, not a whole lot for your Friday. There will be a few hit and miss showers. Look what happens after sunset. The greens get darker. They move in from south to north overnight. Good chance for some steady rainfall Friday night into Saturday morning, and then it will continue especially south of I-40 throughout the afternoon and the evening. Do you know where your umbrella's at? You haven't needed it in a while. You're going to need it on and off here for the entire weekend, because here's Sunday. A majority of the morning actually relatively dry. Here's 11 a.m., but then late in the day into the overnight and even pulling into Monday, round 3 moves in. So that's what we're going to have to deal with. Thursday night into Friday, Friday night into Saturday, and then Sunday night into Monday are 3 biggest chances for rain.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you out to I-65 at the Harpeth River Bridge. This is as you make your drive in from the Brentwood and the Franklin area, and it's not a good one. It's rough this morning making that drive in, and let me show you why. This crash over here at the Harpeth River Bridge will hold you up. It is taking this 4-lane interstate that normally flies at around 75 miles per hour down to 3 lanes, and it's creeping now closer to 20 to 25 miles per hour until they get past this accident. Let me show you what it's doing to the drive time. Coming in from Franklin right now, 54 minutes or so. I would ask you to take Highway 31, but you see there, not great there either. So here's a look at the drive back behind it. This is going to be I-65 at the Moores Lane exit there. As you make that drive in too, we are also seeing some backup in that area. So the best way to steer clear, give yourself extra time, another 20 minutes or so. That's going to be your best bet to get around some of this backup. Well, the Nashville Ballet is kicking off their brand new year with the return of the popular Attitude series at TPAC at the theater there. We'll have an interview with all the information about where you can purchase tickets and more coming up in a few. Plus, the Tennessee Titans and their brand new head coach, Brian Callahan, has hired his top 2 coaches.
It happened.
The Nashville Ballet is kicking off 2024 with the return of their popular Attitude series at TPAC. It really combines contemporary ballet, choreography, and storytelling.
And joining us live this morning to talk about this new series, and this is really exciting for so many families, we have dancer Colette Talinsky. Good morning, Colette. And artistic director and CEO Nick Milliken. So glad to have you both in. What are you most looking forward to for this new season, Nick?
Well, we're so excited to be able to have our audiences join us at TPAC this weekend. There are 3 performances. Tickets are available at NashvilleBallet.com. I've got to be sure I say that.
Yeah.
But the thing we're most excited about is that ballet as a vocabulary is evolutionary. And I think this program really highlights the opportunity for our audiences in Nashville to see how the company is growing, how it's evolving, but then also seeing the versatility of ballet as a language. I think we sometimes get stuck with the notion of what we believe ballet is, but this program really challenges that with these 3 wonderful choreographers who share each one of their own perspectives as artists.
Now for you on stage, what's going to stand out for us in the audience out there as you take center stage?
Definitely. I mean, preparing for these 3 different works has been quite an experience. We've had 3 different choreographers, Molly Sansoni, Usha Sorzano, and then Jermaine Spivey come in. They've had their own choreographic process. They'll come in, give us steps to work on, but then they'll also allow us to collaborate and give us improvisational tasks to work on. It's very different from what we do in Nashville's Nutcracker, which is very classical, traditional ballet. You're going to see 3 brand new works that are new for us, and it's going to be new for Nashville audiences, and I think it really shows the versatility of our company and where we're moving towards really heavily choreographic and contemporary works.
All right, so if folks are thinking, oh, maybe I want to get tickets, but I'm not sure, I've got little kids, will they sit still? Can it keep their attention?
You're reading my mind.
Yeah, right. So tell us about the feeling or the pace of this performance. Is it high energy? Is it more, like you said, a little more classical? What's the feel?
So what's really exciting is it's 3 different works. And so when we do a mixed bill like this, sometimes there's stuff that you like and sometimes there's stuff you don't like. But it's like a museum, right? So you're able to kind of go through that process of going, I resonated with that or I didn't resonate with that. But the good news is if you don't, it's 3 short works.
Okay.
So they're about 10 to 15 minutes apiece, each one of them with all brand new original music, wide-ranging music actually. So I think children aren't going to find it to be overwhelming, so long as they can use their imagination in the space.
And you hear the music, and you get involved that way, and I know the kids love the music. So we're looking forward to the performances. And hey, when you find something you do like, that's the cue to buy tickets to another performance and say, I love this style, let me find another one and get tickets to the next event. Thank you both for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Parents, make your plans now. Greg, let's talk about that Tuesday forecast.
Yes, we'll take a look at today's forecast using our four-legged friends. Why not? Dogs of the daytime. Here we go. We have Riley, who I don't know if he's just waiting to get outside and go for his walk, or if he's on his Titans blanket because, well, he knows we're not there this time around, and he doesn't want that game on Sunday to be a thing. Taking a look, 40 degrees at 9 a.m. He wants to go out for that walk. That's what I'm pretty sure it is. 57 at 3 p.m. Our other dog of the day is actually watching Dog of the Day. So, Sable, very well done. Betty, thank you for sending in this photo. All hours of today are going to be good. The morning, afternoon, evening, anytime you want to get outside, nothing is going to slow you down. How do you submit your Dog of the Day photo? You go to Facebook, my Facebook page right there, meteorologist Greg Bobus, and you find that post, my little postman. She will make sure that your photo with your name, your dog's name, of course, and where you're from if you want to share, and you'll see your photo right here on Fox 17 News this morning. Taking a look, rain chances. The bigger the bar, the better the chance. We have Saturday and we have Sunday that are both highlighted here. Early in the day, look at the timestamp here, 4 a.m. into the afternoon, best chance for rain on Saturday. Just because the bar is small does not mean that there's going to be no rain on the radar. It means hit and miss. Very sporadic showers for Sunday. That'll be a little bit on the lighter side. Best chance for some more moderate rainfall is going to end up being Friday night into that first half of Saturday. We will get a little rain Thursday night into Friday first, but none of that is going to mess with our temperatures. 56 this afternoon, then everything else will be in the low to middle 60s leading into the upcoming weekend. Once we are done with this active pattern that ends Sunday into early Monday, then we get a little bit cooler back to near normal, which is 51, but we'll finally also dry out to kickstart the brand new work week next Monday.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you out to I-65 at the Harpeth River Bridge. We've got the Tennessee Highway Patrol that has stopped traffic there for just a little bit while they cross the interstate. Now they're allowing traffic to move through again. Hopefully they can get this accident clear because back behind it, it has caused quite the backup there. This is the drive coming in from Williamson County, from Franklin and Brentwood, Spring Hill and beyond. Here is a look at the map, and it's colorful to say the least. 57 minutes right now on that drive coming in. You can see where 65 is completely blocked up from Brentwood all the way back at this point, several miles. How far back? Take a look at this. This is 65 at Boers Lane. The difference between this camera and the first one I showed you is 5 miles. So this is 5 miles of traffic just like this. I would ask you to use Highway 31, but Highway 31's got drama of its own. You want to give yourself as much time as possible. If you know you got to leave Murray County, Williamson County to get into downtown.
Good advice there. Let's hear it for the two-tone blue, though. The Tennessee Titans naming new offensive and defensive coordinators, more so confirming this information. Denard Wilson coming to Tennessee from the Baltimore Ravens. His defense backs ranked first in the league in points allowed and sacks.
We also have officially now the new offensive coordinator, Nick Holtz, coming to Tennessee from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last season, the Jags ranked 9th in passing yards per game and 13th in points scored. So looking to make some improvements here for the two-tone blue.
And just a reminder here, we are always working to keep you informed on all the top stories, sports included, of course. If you would like to read more about the Tennessee Titans or other stories we've previously covered, more coaching updates, go to fox17.com and be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms.
821, Jillian Ludwig, a Belmont University student killed by a stray bullet in November while jogging near campus. Still to come on Fox 17 News this morning, the latest on the efforts in the fight for justice and new details on the bill named Jillian's Law.
And up in flames, a massive fire right here in Robertson County.
Isn't helping you with your car. How do you think they're going to deal with you about your injuries? We can help. Call us at 615-242-9000.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Operation Crime and Justice anticipating a strong show of support for Jillian's Law today at the State House. This is the bill that would close a loophole that allows offenders accused of violent crimes to be released back on the streets without conviction.
So Fox 17 News, Kelly Avellino is here with us this morning to give us the very latest status on how Jillian's Law is aiming for a big change here, Kelly.
That's right. So this all stems from the harrowing murder of 18-year-old Jillian Ludwig back in November. She came to Nashville from New Jersey to start her freshman year at Belmont University. Incredibly talented musician, a beautiful voice. She plays guitar, has a band, does a lot of performances for charity work for other aspiring artists. Well, as we know, Jillian was jogging in a park just a couple blocks away from where she lives in her dorm, and she was killed by a stray bullet. What was ultimately revealed about the shooter's history, and again, that shooter admitting to this crime, very unnerving. So 29-year-old Shaquille Taylor has a long rap sheet, including robbery, aggravated burglary. 2 years ago, he was charged with opening fire into a car with a woman and 2 children inside. That case was dismissed in April of last year. 3 court-appointed doctors deemed him incompetent to stand trial. They said he had about the intellect of a kindergartner from a brain defect that he had as an infant. So here's the loophole, though. He doesn't meet the standards to be tried and convicted, but he did not meet the standards for involuntary commitment either. So Taylor was released. 6 months later, he opened fire at that park, one of those bullets killing Jillian Ludwig.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out in society to hurt people.
So this new law, Jillian's law, would make any offender deemed incompetent to stand trial committed into a mental health facility until they are deemed safe to be released, or it would give them oversight and services until, again, they're just ready to be more part of society in a much safer way.
And Kelly, we're running tight on time, but do want to just ask you real quick before we let you go, concerns raised about the logistics of this?
That's right. Are there enough hospital beds? Shortage of hospital beds is a concern in Tennessee. Not many people really fit this standard where they're incompetent to stand trial but can't go back into society. We're talking about 20 people last year. So lawmakers are confident they will certainly, hospitals and other organizations will find room for these folks.
All right, Kelly Avellino, thank you so much. Let's get to your steer clear traffic very quickly out the door. This is I-65 at the Harpeth River Bridge. Still dealing with the leftovers of that crash. You want to try to take Highway 31 is the best way to steer clear.
And coming up at 8:30, weather is the big name of the game end of the week. A few more dry days until then, above average temperatures, but I'm tracking the next weather maker, a brand new update.
Look for the QR code to enter, get the question right, and you could win. Complete contest rules at fox17.com.
All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A sad morning here in Music City. Country star Toby Keith passed away after battling stomach cancer.
A somber morning here in Nashville. Thank you for waking up with us. Weather is not a problem right now, but getting our way toward the upcoming weekend. Rain moves in. A new update to timing in my forecast.
A wreck on I-65 causing a massive backup that stretches back for several miles. We're going to tell you about the rough ride in from Franklin.
Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News on a Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are your live local news source for the next 30 minutes. We've got you covered through 9 a.m. And we continue to keep you updated on the breaking news of the morning. The country music industry has lost a legend. So many of you are sounding off this morning about your memories connected to country singer Toby Keith.
Yeah, sharing your favorite song with us. Right now, Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live downtown, as many folks are down there talking about his life, his legacy.
That's right, Erica and Jen. So Music City is also mourning the loss of Toby Keith. And Toby Keith never opened a bar downtown like some of the other country music artists did, like Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places. That's a new bar that just opened up. Or Alan Jackson's AJ's Good Time Bar. But he is from Oklahoma, and he does have some bars down in that area. But a post shared on the singer's account on X, formerly known as Twitter, says the country star passed away peacefully on Monday night. The post also says Keith, quote, fought his fight with grace and courage. In 2022, the singer announced to his fans that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer, and he was facing about 6 months of chemo and radiation therapy, and he was doing well at one point. But Keith is known for the hit songs. Red Solo Cup, I'm sure a lot of us have heard that in parking lots while getting ready for games and things like that. And also another hit here, Should Have Been a Cowboy. Keith was 62 years old and he survived by his wife and 3 children. Again, our hearts go out to the Keith family at this time. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Coderhead station.
Peyton, thank you. And of course, this is Music City, full of musicians, talented musicians who are now also sharing their memories and highlights.
Yes, we have Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live to continue our team coverage.
Good morning. Well, I'm here with Sasha McVeigh. She sings here at Jason's Aldean's Kitchen and Rooftop Bar along with other venues, and she gives us her reaction to country icon Toby Keith's death. This morning when you woke up and you found out that Toby Keith died after battling cancer, what was your reaction?
I was shocked, which is maybe an odd thing to say because we all knew that he'd been battling cancer, and we all saw him on the People's Choice Awards last year, and he looked frail. He even made a joke about that nobody ever thought they'd see him wearing skinny jeans, and now he was. I don't know. I just, in this day and age, maybe I'm just one to look for silver linings, but I just thought he was going to get through it. I didn't think that this was going to end up being the outcome.
Absolutely. And you as a musician, what's your perspective on what impact he made on the music community?
I think it's always kind of sad that you don't really realize somebody's impact until they're gone. And I hope that he knew how much of an impact and how much of a legacy that he really is leaving on this community. I mean, here on Broadway, you hear his songs all the time. And I mean, I tour all over the country, and even, at venues in Madison, Wisconsin, or Chicago, or over on the West Coast, you hear his music being played and you hear people requesting his songs. He's a legend, and now he's up there playing his guitar with other legends that we've lost.
Thank you so much, Sasha. And as you heard from Peyton, Keith is survived by his wife, Trisha, his 3 kids and grandkids. Reporting live on Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Tributes are pouring in across social media. The Country Music Association tweeting this message: "It is with great sadness that we learn of the passing of Toby Keith. He has forever left a mark on country music. Our sincere condolences go out to his wife, his loved ones, his children during this difficult time."
We're also hearing new this half hour from Old Dominion, another country music superstar duo there. Toby Keith sang a true trailblazer, authentic and heartfelt, but always with a wink till the end. He was larger than life in so many ways, and his music will live on forever. Raising our red solos tonight. You will be missed by so many. Peace.
We are waking up here, taking a look real quick at your forecast this morning. No problems in the weather world for today, tomorrow, or Thursday. Rainy is the name of the game for what's new. By the end of the week, we've changed the pattern a little bit when it comes to multiple batches of some rain that are now possible. So multiple days worth, but not the entire time. Not a consistent, steady 4-day rain. 3 batches in 4 days. No flooding, no severe weather, all clear, no code red. Let's zoom right ahead to Thursday night into Friday. This is Friday morning, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Wake up with us on Friday. We'll get you out the door. We'll be tracking rain. We'll be watching what that could mean for traffic in general as well. 1 p.m. on Friday. A couple of dry times here. Not raining the whole afternoon. A couple of pockets will be out there. Then Friday night. Here's 3 a.m. going into Saturday. Friday night into Saturday, batch 2 moves in. And that will be mainly down to the south. This is a brand new update as of 5 minutes ago. It's pulling the rain more to the south on Saturday and giving us more dry hours. Then we'll get one more push Sunday night into Monday. So for a recap, Thursday night into Friday morning, mainly dry Friday afternoon. Friday night into Saturday morning, mainly dry Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday night into Monday will be round 3.
Still clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-65, where we are coming close to an all-stop out there as authorities continue to work a crash here on the shoulder of 65 at the Harpeth River Bridge coming in from Brentwood. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has had a heavy presence out there along with TDOT, as we've had a couple of cars here on the shoulder that are wrecked out. This is causing a big backup there as you come in from Franklin and Brentwood. We're going to get to the drive time in just a second. First, I want to show you the drive time time or the driving conditions coming from the north side. This is 65 at Dickerson Pike. Coming down from that north side from Madison and Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, Millersville, places like that. Now let's get to those drive times, and they're not good. 65 minutes in from Franklin right now. This is normally a 40-minute drive at best. 35 minutes in from Hendersonville. The sweet spot, Murfreesboro, under an hour now.
Justin, thank you so much. At 8:37, country singer Toby Keith, we've been bringing you the news all morning, passed away overnight at the age of 62. And we're hearing more reaction from local producers and musicians in minutes.
A code red weather alert.
No, we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
Welcome back. 8:40 is your time. Let's continue the weather story. We know we have rain coming in Thursday night and then leading into the weekend. But until then, it feels like spring. Very nice. You've got 3 great days you can take advantage of, just like the past couple. Today, 50s and sunny. And then we'll be in the 50s and 60s every high temperature this week and the weekend itself. The average high on this date, February 6th, should be 51. We're going to be warmer than that every day in the 7-day forecast. 60s start to creep back in as we go into tomorrow. So here is the 7-day forecast, what you can expect. Moving your way through here, 56 today, 61 tomorrow, 62 on Thursday. It says 30% chance for rain on Thursday because we will get rain on Thursday, but not during the daylight hours. This will come well after dinner time and getting closer to midnight and then linger into Friday. Mentioned a few minutes ago, Friday night into Saturday morning, another good batch of rain. And then Sunday night into very early Monday, we'll wrap up our 3 events. During the daylight hours of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not completely dry, but far less active.
Greg, thank you very much. Tributes and reaction continue to pour in this morning after the news of the death of Toby Keith overnight.
Kenny Greenberg is on the line with us right now. He is a guitar player, producer, and songwriter based here in Nashville and was friends with Toby Keith and worked with him. And he joins us on the phone right now. Mr. Greenberg, my condolences, sir. I'm so sorry for your loss. What are your thoughts this morning as the whole world wakes up to a world without Toby Keith?
Well, he was an amazing guy, and I think that what people didn't know about him is that what a deep well of songwriting he was. First of all, some of his biggest hits he wrote by himself, which is an unusual thing. I mean, he was a great songwriter, and he was also a very, very knowledgeable historian on country music songs, and he could talk in depth about any old Merle Haggard song, David Allan Coe, Hoyt Axton, Roger Miller. I mean, he's really, really a smart guy about songs, and had a deep appreciation for the history of country songwriting. And I was just always really amazed by how much he knew about the history of songs.
Yeah.
He could recite the lyric to any song, and I just love that.
And Kenny, in the Nashville Songwriter Hall of Fame. So to your point, we're going to have to keep this quick. I apologize, but if you were to leave us with one parting memory of Toby Keith, what would it be?
I would say one of the great songwriters, one of the great singers, one of the great artists that make country music what it is.
All right, Kenny Greenberg, thank you so much, sir. And again, our condolences after the loss of Toby Keith.
Join the Oak Grove Players Club and win up to $1,000 free play just for signing up. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. All kinds of awesome.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Fox 17 News investigates the case of a man sitting on death row for 32 years after being convicted with his uncle in a double murder in the foothills of the Smokies. Well, there's new evidence raising serious questions about Gary Sutton's guilt.
And as Fox 17 News investigates, Dennis Ferrier shows us this new investigation was started by an old flame.
Well, a group of lawmakers are getting involved in this case. That's a brand new. There's also a brand new witness come forward, and a key piece of evidence is being questioned by anyone and everyone who sees it.
Carolyn Miller fell in love with a young Gary Sutton a long time ago. His conviction and time ended their relationship. But years later, on a chance phone call, old feelings came up.
When I talked to him, it was just like all these things came rushing back in, and I knew it was just the Gary that I've always known. And so I just started doing research.
Sutton's case had cobwebs, 32 years old, no movement and no money to move it. His brother said the family did everything they could.
Well, I tried to help him all I could, but every time, every door I'd open, it would close. Every door opened and closed. We get lawyers, we spend every dime we had. My daddy spent every dime he had.
Carolyn decided to spend her time and money to try to prove Sutton's innocence. And so she hired Nashville private detective Heather Cohen to reinvestigate the case. Cohen's investigation brought out all kinds of new discovery.
At the root of this whole story, it is a love story. It's a story of a woman that never stopped loving a man who was convicted for a crime that he didn't commit, and so she just set out to prove his innocence, and that's where I come in.
Tommy Griffin was found shot to death near this creek in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. His sister Connie was found burned alive in her car the next county over. But first, Tommy Griffin. Next to his body, 2 shotgun shells, perfectly side by side like a Roman numeral 2. Those shells were linked to shells found at Gary Sutton's uncle's home. It was a big part of the prosecution. But wait, those shotgun shells landed perfectly side by side during a murder? That is so unlikely, people with no connection to the case are asking questions. Longtime Lawrence County Mayor T.R. Williams.
It looked like somebody planted them. They're side by side. I'm an old country boy. I've owned a shotgun. I've shotgun. Shells don't project out of a shotgun and fall side by side. That never happens.
State Senator Paige Wally says there is too much evidence to not reconsider.
I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it. And there seems to be enough evidence to me to warrant another look.
State Senator Wally, State Representatives Doggett and Capley, along with County Mayor Williams, wrote a letter to Governor Lee asking for a stay of execution pending a review of the case. This all after a 2-hour meeting with Detective Cohen. In that meeting, they discovered there's a new witness, Tina Hartman, who we found in Kentucky, finally ready to tell her story. What a story. Hartman's throat was cut in a campground shower. This man, Lester Johnson, was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault. The 2 dead people were witnesses in this case against Lester Johnson.
When Connie and Tommy didn't show, and I could see the alarm on my attorney's faces and the whispering and I knew it was even more serious.
Lester Johnson walked from those charges. The 2 witnesses who never testified against him, Tommy Griffin and Connie Branham, were murdered.
He gets out on February the 21st, 1992. That afternoon, Tommy Griffin went missing.
Hartman says her family was also threatened.
They called my grandmother after shooting up her house and burning her barn. They told her, you tell Tina that she's next after Connie and Tommy.
Hartman says she kept all of this a secret because she was afraid for her family.
Gary deserves his life back. He's probably going to be mad that it took me 30 years to do it. But I had a family to protect. And most of those people are dead now. And I feel like it's now or never for Gary.
And keep in mind, Tommy Griffin and Gary Sutton were best friends with no history of conflict. Even the prosecution admitted at trial Gary Sutton did not have a motive. Even further, they admitted they had no evidence against Gary Sutton, that if they tried him by himself, they had no case.
The district attorney stood up and he said, Your Honor, he said, this would be a nightmare if you done that. He said, because if you do, we'll have to let Mr. Sutton go.
And that's because they had no direct evidence and no motive. And you know, there's so much to this story. That was a pretty long story. We couldn't even get it all in one. We have 2 other witnesses who say their testimony was manipulated. We have Charles Harlan, the medical examiner. He'll be in the story next week. Remember, he was disgraced and he said a bunch of crazy stuff that they used. And he was their star witness and he was completely disgraced, lost his medical license. And then we have another witness we're looking at as well.
So much more to come.
Dennis keeps digging.
We're digging. We keep
on
digging
that.
and finding more. Digging through the trash and finding crumpled up pieces of paper
Lots
with
of it.
information on them.
All right, well, Dennis Ferrier, thank you for joining us this Tuesday morning. We're going to check in now for your beautiful Tuesday forecast on tap.
It doesn't get much better than what we have going on right now. We have sunshine, temperatures that are already getting warmer, 50s this afternoon, Lower Broadway. And if you just are waking up and just tuning in, a somber day over Lower Broadway in Nashville as we lost country legend Toby Keith overnight at 62 years old. And we'll talk more about that for the next commercial break. But this will be a long couple of days for Music City here. Taking a look, rain chances going to be very good Friday night into Saturday. Plan for rain Friday night into Saturday morning, especially if you are more toward the south. I would say Nashville on south of I-40. Good bet. Going into Sunday, to plan out the rest of your weekend, not going to be as rainy. Many dry hours mixed in, but there definitely will be a little bit of rain each of those days. Rain starts to move in Thursday into Friday. We get 3 rounds, Thursday into Friday, Friday into Saturday, and then we will go Sunday into Monday. So we get these little ebbs and flows in the rain. We'll talk much more about that and give you one more look at your 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments.
Clear traffic out there for you this morning. Very quickly, I want to show you I-65 at the Harpeth River Bridge. We've been following this crash throughout the morning here from the Williamson County area. That has really slowed things up. THP seems like they're in the wrap-up stage now, but it is still blocking off that one lane and backing things up for several miles. Here is the drive time coming in right now. 59 minutes. It's better than 65, but not that much better. 59 minutes in from Franklin, 64 from Clarksville, 35 minutes in from Mount Juliet this morning.
Justin, thank you. At 8:53, we continue our coverage of the breaking news.
Natural diamonds and much, much more. All 50% off. The huge 25th anniversary blowout. Hancock Diamonds, Goodlettsville, or HancockDiamonds.com.
We are continuing to follow the breaking news this Tuesday morning in the country music world as singer Toby Keith has died, and so many people are now sharing their reactions, their memories as well.
We had the initial post coming in this morning from Toby Keith's Twitter account, posted on behalf of his family members, basically notifying that he had died peacefully last night. That post also said that Toby Keith fought his fight with grace and courage. Now, you might remember back in 2022, he announced that he had a stomach cancer diagnosis. He is known for hit songs like Red Solo Cup and Should Have Been a Cowboy. He was 62 years old.
We also have State Senator Marsha Blackburn sharing this tweet, chiming in this morning, saying in part, Toby Keith brought joy to millions around the world through his music, especially to our men and women in uniform. He was a great American and an exceptional storyteller who will be deeply missed in country music. Raise your Red Solo Cup to Toby for a life well lived.
And Jelly Roll, who is also making his mark right now in the country music world, sounding off. Jelly Roll posting a tribute on his Instagram story saying, "We covered Should Have Been a Cowboy at every show last year." He went on to say, "Toby inspired millions and I was one of them, RIP." You can read more of the comments, the tributes pouring in on our website right now at fox17.com.
And taking one last look at your forecast.